Boop. Hello.
Whoa!
Hello.
Oh my god!
Hi.
Hi guys.
Oh my god, hi.
We showed up, even though it's warm. We decided that we wanted to play some D&D, and it's very funny talking about how hot it is and complaining in the company of someone from Texas. But here we are.
Sat in there, air
I have
conditioning.
air conditioning, yeah.
Wow.
It's legally required for
Is
any
it
place
actually?
that yeah, because people will die here if you don't have air conditioning.
There you go. That makes sense.
Yo, thank you for the biddies. And Papaya, thank you for the resub too. Hey,
It's lovely to see you all.
Every time.
I mean, it's been a hot minute,
Hi Grace, love you.
or exactly a week,
Hi,
or
Ty,
less, I
love you.
suppose. But we will get back onto our D&D games. First, let's do a little bit of what's the term? Well, you just do like general like
Housekeeping.
not announcements. Housekeeping. I was gonna say housekeeping. I was gonna say house cleaning.
That's our
We'll do
next
prompts
campaign.
to begin with.
Housebound adventuring. We get there. Now it's house cleaning adventuring.
We just start our own cleaning company. Didn't we talk about that
Yeah,
at
we
one
did.
point?
Yeah, you did.
Prestidigitation.
We've got the prompts for today are going to be: what are your character's thoughts on being famous or recognized as an adventurer? Which is from a loyal viewer named Mallard V. See if you can figure out who that is, because it took me a week.
Could be anyone.
And how often does your character bathe? Which is from Jenny. If you want to help us with prompts at the beginning of our game, we'd like to ask our characters, our players, a couple of questions so that we can get into character, but also learn a little bit more about those characters. You can help by filling in the prompts thing, and Jack's beaten Docs to it, despite the fact he made the rushed running noise.
Oh yeah, but I too much hasted and ended up with P open bracket, and then it all just went terribly wrong from there.
In addition, last week we started our stream. We had Jenny has gone to the effort of making a bunch of sound alerts for her stream, which you can redeem by spending a couple of bitty boos down the panels underneath the stream. But this week, two things. First off, Jenny has made some D&D specific ones for our games. Each of our players have a couple. And we've made it so that all of the people in our game can hear it as well, not just you and not just Jenny. The players can also, and myself, can also hear it, which adds to the fun. You know, it means we can all enjoy the funny ha-has. Okay, we can do a little bit of a recap whilst you guys think about those prompts, and then we'll get going with our RPG. That's what it is, right? It's an RPG. Okay.
I want to clarify that it's not sexual in any way.
I realized it played twice for the stream because I still have the tab open. It's fine, I closed the tab. It won't play twice anymore. Sorry. Thank you, Papaya.
I was sat with Jenny yesterday going over these sound alerts, and there are so many good ones, and I'm really glad that it's not sexual in any way got involved in that one. 'Cause that was a good one.
I feel like that's going to be used a lot.
we had to trim a couple because we didn't want to have like a massive list of just like too many.
Mm-hmm.
But really, first off, amazing work by Jenny getting them all to put together, because it wasn't easy. Second off, thank you very, very, very much to everybody who's been clipping things from our stream, because it made the process so much
times
easier.
easier. I wouldn't have done it if clips didn't
my
exist, because it would have been way too hard to find the little sound bites that everyone needed. So yeah,
For
thank you
realsies.
for clipping things. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
if you've been clipping, we've seen your name,
Flipping.
and you're amazing.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, big time. But anyway, it's a very brief recap this time, because last time I'm gonna move the camera over to where we were before. Oh, I don't know if are we on the map? I haven't got the thing open.
We are now.
Okay. So we were over here. We started our. Can you even see the fucking thing? Because it's not. It's
See
in.
what?
It's out of dynamic lighting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
door.
no, I can't see the bottom left. of the
Okay,
screen.
we are, unfortunately, our party were separated by a stone wall that came down between two halves of the party, or a third of the party, and everybody else, after Haiku pressed a button. Haiku really loves pressing buttons, we found out. And unfortunately, that particular one was trapped in a way that split the party in twain. What happened then was that we had, on the other side of the wall, Albert Humpledink, who is an unofficial protege of Randall in this particular instance, someone from his monastery, and whom we are here following about and kind of helping to do their own mini quest. We also had Nugget, who is Oro's giant bat companion, as well as Nerly and Randall on this side of the wall. And on the other side of the wall, we had Oro and we had Haiku, who were separated. Oro and Haiku poked around on this left side of I suppose west would be more accurate, west side of the burial mound. And they found some odd bits and bobs. In the south room, they found some cogs and some tools, some bits and bobs. It looks a little bit like some kind of maintenance chamber. And to the north, they found some candles, some forks, and some cutlery. Very bizarre indeed.
Oh.
They then traveled to the north.
Sorry. We just got a raid from Wicked Game RPG. Thank you so much for the raid. Hi.
Oh, hey.
We just started our game and doing a little... wait, what's it called? Little
recap?
Recap, that's the word. I was only thinking of every other word. Hey everyone, hope you had a good stream. And thank you for the biddies, Fuel. Thank you for the gifted sub, Grace. I really appreciate it. And we're on a hype train. Choo-choo!
Choo-choo!
Choo-choo.
Oh, you forgot to mention that I've got a D6 bonus as well.
Oh,
from Time.
yeah, you got a
Thanks.
D6.
Thanks, Time.
That's great.
Oh, and gift subs as well from Grace. Hi, everybody. It's nice to see you here. Hi, Raiders.
You get no fancy animation if you give a D6 to Tom.
Oh,
Phil, thank you for gifted a sub to Automatic Flash. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, yay.
Hype.
it's so nice to see
Level up.
everybody.
Thank you.
We're just doing a very quick recap.
I want to clarify that it's not sexual in any way.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure that D6 is used in a way that's absolutely felt by our players. Don't worry, Time. Don't worry. I'm very glad that sound alert, which again we've now set up so all of our players can hear at the same time, is popular.
And it's sometimes a little bit confusing on whether it's actually happening in real life or if it's something that happened in the past.
Okay.
Thank you for the follows.
Thank you so much for popping by, guys. Raiders are good eggs. Aren't Raiders good eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Always. Okay. So, as a very, very brief recap of the recap I just did, unfortunately, we're poking around a tomb, and last session, our party got split. What's the first rule of D&D? Never split the party. Unless there's a trapdoor that comes behind you and you have no choice.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Haiku, who is our...
That there is a bench. That's the word I was looking for.
Can you know, Fool, have you noticed that Fool as Fool? Fuck me! Whoa! Would you notice that particular sound alert is 150 bits, whereas all the other ones are 100 or something? We have Haiku, who is played by Jack over here, or Jetman Banshee, who is our Tortle Artificer. And we have Oro, who Jenny is playing, who is our Gobbo Rogue Ranger, who are currently trapped up in this room fighting a bunch of mimics who were hidden away up here. It was the first time I've ever really used mimics on my party, and it was very exciting. I always felt like mimics are a bit too cliche, you know? You gotta be very careful about when you put them in there. And on the other side of the wall, we've got Nerly, who's played by Katie Quixotic, who's playing a half-elf sorcerer. We've got Nugget, who is Oro's giant bat companion. We've got Moto for some reason. Albert Humpledink, who is a GIF NPC. And we've got Randall Dundragon, who's being played by Dox5, the monk human. And we're poking around this tomb. These guys have currently also been separated by a vast abyss because they pressed a button. In this tomb, filled to the brim with traps, they pressed a button. And that's how things have been going so far. So before we start our game, first off, hi everybody. Sorry for the just huge amount of talking I have to do at the beginning of these games.
Yes, DM, apologize for the huge amount of talking you have to do.
Wait, you have a chicken called Nugget in game 2? Oh my god, they should be friends. Nugget, best friends. That's adorable.
Instant canon.
That's so good. That's so good. Nugget, a baby Honduran white bat. If you guys haven't seen Honduran white bats and you can't quite see the token that's there for Nugget, Google them because they're friggin' adorable. Honestly, rugs of smothering are much more hilarious. Okay, so before we start our game, we like to do prompts. We like to ask our players questions about their characters so that we can get a better idea of how they feel about particular things, but additionally helps our players get into their characters before we start the game. So the prompts that we're doing today are: what are your character's thoughts on being famous / recognized as an adventurer, and how often does your character bathe? We like to mix it up here. We like to have a good big question and a small kind of weird question. So we're going to start with Jenny. Oro. What are Oro's thoughts on being famous / recognized as an adventurer?
Well, Oro is already technically famous in her life of being a circus performer, but perhaps if she's like being recognized specifically for adventuring, she's like, oh, is that what I do now? Not the cool shit I did.
Yes.
Like maybe that's a bit weird, but like she's like, oh, okay, this is normal life.
I think that's a really good point. Like, so Oro is already well known, especially in the local area, at least, well known as being a circus performer. She's got merch.
Yeah.
And for the focus to be switched from a circus performer onto being an adventurer, that would be a bit of a weird transition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, how often does Oro bathe?
Oro doesn't care about bathing. She is gross. Not super gross. Like if she spills something down her and people are looking, she'll clean it up. But if nobody's looking, she'll probably not give a fuck. She tries to be a little bit more presentable because she knows she's around people who bathe often. It's like, okay, well, I guess everyone else is bathing. I guess I should probably do that. I've got no one to hang out with right now. But like, she doesn't really care about bathing.
Okay, cool. I saw Jack laugh in person never being picked first. It's because you're in the center. Now that we have this default default setting of where everyone goes, I go from top to bottom because otherwise I'm gonna miss somebody. Jack.
Yes.
Haiku. What are Haiku's thoughts on being famous / recognized as an adventurer?
What I wrote down, funding opportunities for tinkering. It's really, to be recognised as get their name spread out there. Maybe start getting some clientele on tinkering for other people. Perhaps, who knows?
Is that an aspiration? Is that an aspiration of Haiku's to make money tinkering for other people?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think eventually it would be. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Can't adventure all your life unless you get killed. Obviously.
Or you make lots of money and retire.
Or you retire. Yeah, that was also something I was thinking of.
And tinker for other people, I guess. How often does Haiku bathe? Haiku's already bathed, right? Did Haiku bathe?
Yeah. Haiku did bathe. They're usually quite far between bathing, though. Right. When you carry all you've ever owned and will ever own on your shell, it's quite difficult to properly wash yourself.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine that's the case.
And no one notices when one of those things is a massive horse skull that stinks.
Yeah, no one has mentioned anything about the rotting horse skull that you've got on your back, but that's fine.
Or the scalp of my last adventuring party.
Scalp, of course.
Oh, I hate that.
I'd completely forgotten about that until we watched the clip of you holding something up and being like, "That's going on the shelf." I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's the scalp of former party member. Okay, fantastic.
I thought the skull was like clean because it was supposed to be part of a costume. Is it not a clean skull?
Was it? No, I don't think it was from the costume that the Haiku took it. It was from the horse skeleton that they found.
Oh, it's a skeleton.
No. It was from the Hood and Hearth monster.
Was it? Oh, well, that's fine then. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
maybe
I
it
swear
doesn't
these
still
were
have
clean.
chunky rotten. All right. Okay. Yeah.
There is a bit of horse bone with Paddler Lily's name inscribed on it.
Oh yes, very cute, very romantic keepsake. Yeah,
I'll keep it next to my scalp.
Okay, anyway.
It's like a section for those type of things.
I'll keep it next to my
Parts
scalp.
of body.
It's a sentimental area.
Oh my god, okay. Randall, what are Randall's thoughts on being famous / recognized as an adventurer?
I don't think Randall wants to be like recognized in the street. He kind of wants to just be able to like, I don't know, like fade into a crowd or just like be able to sit somewhere and not be disturbed. But then I think he wants to be like renowned, I guess. So like he wants people in like his kind of business to know who he is and be like, oh, like Randall wrote about that. He doesn't want to be like generally known by like as like, oh look, there's the famous adventurer.
Right. So maybe would you say that Randall would be more interested in being like a well-known scholar than being
that kind of thing?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Cool. How often does Randall bathe?
Not hugely often. Maybe like once a week at most.
Okay. Is that something that was common at the monastery, or is just Randall a stinky boy?
So I think at the monastery there was like lots of like hand hygiene was like super important because you get touching like old tomes and stuff and you don't want to get them all nasty. But other than that, it was kind of like pretty free. There's no social pressure.
You just go into the library and it stinks. Just a wall of sweat. Oh man, it reminds me of Lands.
Sweaty nerds.
And Nerly. What are Nerly's thoughts on being famous / recognized as an adventurer?
Complicated. Like the idea of being known for being like brave and strong and doing good stuff is appealing, but then there's the like mortifying ordeal of being known and potentially found. So it like sounds good but scary.
Do you want to do a very, very brief explanation as to why that might be a bad thing if you were fined, or who's looking for you?
For anyone who who might be new or whatever. So Nerly grew up in like a remote like village type of thing, and it got very dangerous for her, and she has these dreams, and basically they're like not necessarily like prophetic, but kind of, but like it's like she gets information, she gets messages or something communicates to her when she sleeps is what she feels like. And it told her that she needed to run because she was going to die. And she was pretty sure that they were like hunting her, and then she found out for sure that they had sent somebody after her to hunt her and bring her back, ? Or I don't really know. We'll see, I guess, what their intentions were. So she's trying to kind of like lay low, and it's just not been working out very well, like repeatedly. So we'll see. She gets dream texts. Yes.
Oh man, I don't know if you've ever played Apex or watched any Apex, but there's one character in Apex where her special ability, or one of her special abilities, is that if someone's looking at her through a scope or something, she hears a voice being like, "Get to cover." So I imagine it is a similar thing to that.
Yeah, that's basically it.
How often does Nerly bathe?
As often as possible. So it's
go.
become glaringly apparent. It's become glaringly apparent just how like dichotomous she feels from the rest of the group in that sense. And she's definitely extra glad for the prestidigitation now. Probably is just like I'll keep a personal bubble of an aroma so that if somebody starts to get really rank, like I can just ignore the shit out of that. To the point where it's like like her robe dress thing always stays clean, but she's like constantly prestidigitationing her like her other clothes that can get dirty, and she has mending so she can like fix the little like wear in them so that they look fresh and stuff all the time. And just like I feel like you could prestidigitation your hair too, because it says non-living material and hair is not alive. So I feel like she's constantly like every night she does the like hair cleaning, and then like we'll wash her hands and face and all that good stuff. Like very
do you think like, do you think that's got worse since spending so much time in sewers?
Yeah, I think like if somebody hands her something at this point, she probably has to like pause and like think about it and takes the thing and then goes and like washes her hands at some point, like before she like
not a unsensible thing to do, really, is it? Okay, fantastic.
Has Nurali ever been like tempted to clean us when we've been like walking like sneakily behind us, just like prestidigitationing like our clothes?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like that there's been like definitely times at this point where somebody has like sat in something or spilled something on themselves and it's just like on their clothes and they're just like leaving it there or something. And she's just like making it go away.
I like to think that happened with Oro, and Oro's just been like, wasn't there a stain here?
My favorite stain.
Yeah, what?
She probably would like subtly have asked at some point, like, not like, hey, can I clean you all? But like, like subtly ask something so that she knew that nobody was going to be upset if she did it. Like, I don't know, like, oh, I'm really good at getting stains out. Do you care if I do that or something? And then like does it once. And then as long as everybody had said yes, she's just like, I'm just going to keep doing this. Like,
let me clean you, please.
Please let me clean you. They go to sleep and she's prestigitationing their hair. Like
you wake up in the night and all you see is Nurali just like
I can do it from 30 feet away.
Oh,
in the corner then.
From the open doorway then.
Well, just when we're out adventuring, I don't care what they're doing when they're in their own room. Like,
so Aura's not bathed in weeks, but is like, I'm surprisingly clean.
Maybe that's why she doesn't clean, because she's just like, I'm not getting any worse.
Get dirty, I don't get it.
Oh no, she's making it worse. That's exactly something that would happen to her, though, making it worse while trying to help. So.
Exactly. Just imagine being that person who's just like forever making up for the fact that the rest of your party stinks. Just forever.
We go into like an important meeting and she's just like, Frisia, not anything else. It just smells good around us. Please, for the love of God.
Would you say that Nurali just kind of has an aura around her that's just a little bit cleaner than everywhere else, so that even whilst you're in this dank tomb, everyone around you is just kind of like, it smells a bit nice here, actually. I'm kind of okay with this.
Yeah, I think, yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. Well, and we've already established that her magic causes small, like good smelling winds and things like that. So like she's just kind of like always swirly. There's just like air movement and good smells going on around her.
I love that.
She's like a Disney princess kind of in that way.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much for taking part in the prompts again, everyone. And thank you to everyone who's been submitting prompts and stuff. You make our life a lot easier. Maybe at one point we could you know, when we get a more confident list of prompts, we can share it more globally, just if people wanted to steal our prompts for their own games. Smart. We've accrued a decent number of them now from a lot of different sources, but many of them have been from our community. So thanks for helping us out, guys. Much appreciated. Now if my microphone gets loud because of people driving on the road outside, I apologize. That's Central Birmingham for you. I'm not going to close the window this time. It's too hot. But we will start our game.
If you hear a pigeon, it's not
role
me.
playing is kind of weird. I don't know.
Role-playing's kind of weird. Thank you, Silence.
That's one of my favorite of the sound alerts. just Jenny being like, role playing's kind of weird.
I said it in character, okay?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll start today's game. Who should we start with? We're going to start with our friends who have been trapped behind this abyss. whilst we give Oro and Haiku the opportunity to think about maybe what combat actions they want to take, since they're currently fighting a mimic. So, we've got Nerly, Randall, Albert Humpledink, and Nugget. We're all chilling over here. The floor has just fallen out from not underneath you, but from behind you, leaving a huge chasm. You've seen at the bottom of other pits, they were filled with spikes, so you can kind of make an assumption that that's a similar situation that you've been put in here. You press the button to the right of you, or to the east of you here, which has something scrawled, kind of deep grooves in Draconic into the statue. Once again, the statue is a big, very noble-looking gentleman in regal attire, with hair that's swept to the side and a strong jawline. Well, medium-long hair, down to like ear swept, not this swept. I just realised that part of that was like just a bit like me. And there's a skeleton here, a dragonborn skeleton, and the writing there in Draconic looks scribbled. At the same time, on the wall, you've got a tally that has been written in there, and you can see that it's maybe 30 marks.
I'm going to take a piece of chalk out of my bag.
I just saw, sorry, Grace said, I'm going to get a good grade in Twitch chat, something that is normal to want and possible to achieve. I love that. I love that. A star, exactly. A star.
What's A star?
Oh,
it's like an A plus plus plus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
So you've got your chalk out.
And I'm going to go over to where the Draconic is written, and under it, I'm going to write, this probably means don't press this button. The floor will fall. And just like begrudgingly put the chalk away.
I think that's the first time in a long time that a party has gone through an extremely trapped area and left marks just in case another party comes through in the future at some point. All right, so you've kind of translated a little bit your best estimation of what that said. What do you want to do?
So we've established that Nugget can carry somebody, right? But Nugget probably can't fly in here because of the size of Nugget, right?
You think, I mean, you can't talk to Nugget. Nugget has, for the most part, Oro has ridden Nugget comfortably. She's a gobbo. Nugget has lifted you guys using their feet before.
Yeah.
That makes you, looking into the abyss, looking at Nugget, makes you somewhat nervous because the wingspan of Nugget and this hallway looks a little bit tight.
That's what I kind of thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
You suspect that it's possible. It just might not be comfortable and it might be risky.
Yep. And I know that there's a reset button over here, and so I'm hoping that that's going to fix things. So...
There is a button somewhere in this dungeon that you have pressed multiple times, and it has appeared to fix or reset traps.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the other side of the big abyss.
Yeah, it is, but that's okay. I'm going to just kind of like... okay, be right back, hopefully. And go over to the edge and Misty Step.
Oh.
To the... if I go right... Oops, if I'm starting where Nugget is, I'll just gently move them out of the way. I can go exactly like 1 square further than needed.
Sure.
So I'll whoop.
What does that look like?
Huh?
What does that look like?
Ooh, okay. So I feel like because the first time it happened, she felt like she was being moved. She always kind of like does almost like a reach out thing, like something is going to like take her hands and like pull her, and then she just kind of like turns into, there's like a puff of like wind and like those feathers again.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, the like almost like moonlight looking ones.
Yeah.
And then she just kind of like rematerializes. It like begins in light, like there's like a light outline of her, and she like kind of like pops back into existence.
There are
on the other
so
side.
few descriptions of spells, etc., where I could quite viscerally feel how that might feel if that happened to you in real life. Like if anyone's ever like, oh, I use a healing magic or whatever, I can always kind of feel like a nice warmth or something that like envelops you from the inside out or whatever. But the idea of opening your arm or something and feeling like something's gonna tug you away, that's cool. That's
that
cool. That's resonated with me. You get an inspiration point. That resonated.
I have
like
one.
that.
Does that mean that somebody else gets it right?
Oh. Uh-oh. I've lagged. Oh no. Uh-oh. Has my internet died?
Once again.
Oh.
Essentially DM favors. It's kind of like, I want to do something cool. Can I do this, please, Tom? And I'm like, okay.
My stream's died.
And we've done a little bit of homebrew. It was died.
Because I think my internet just went, because you guys just paused for me for a bit, so I think it's just gone down.
Oh, poop.
It does look like it had to reboot.
Yeah,
it's stuck. Buffering.
I'm going to refresh the page and see.
Might be coming back now. It's still red, though.
Oh, it does look a bit paused.
Back?
Are we back?
They said we're back. Okay.
Okay, it's still red for me, but we do have some things moving, so...
You are beep booping a little bit.
Oh, it's good.
Little tiny beep boop, yeah.
Only tiny little bit.
Am I okay now? We all good?
I mean, still a little bit beep booping.
Still beep
Hi,
booping?
Snorts.
Oh.
Looks better now.
Okay, we're green now. Yeah. Oh, green and yellow, so maybe it'll be fine. Why?
It got so hot that it melted the internet.
Oh my god.
My
don't say that.
It's because the air's thicker, that's why.
Oh, makes it harder for the internet to travel.
It's that thick air. Oh my god.
Surely,
I believe it's called soupy air. That's what happens.
Yum. That's what you want your air to be like. Well, when we got cut off, I think I was saying, I was explaining how inspiration works for our game.
Yeah, should have to do that again. Didn't hear that.
So for inspiration in our game, it's essentially a DM favor where you can say something to the effect of, please, can I do this, please? And I say, yeah, okay. But we've homebrewed a feat for Randall because Docs came up with a really good idea. Yap. That was, if somebody gets a inspiration point and Randall doesn't have an inspiration point and they already have an inspiration point, so it would have gone into like overflow area, it goes to Randall instead.
Which comes up surprisingly often.
It's been useful. So if there's a inspiration point that's going to go to waste because you can only have one inspiration point at a time, Randall will get it instead.
Does Randall already have an inspiration point?
No.
Randall used his inspiration point to not die to the pit spikes last game.
And I'd do it again.
Okay. Right. So with that wonderful description of with your Misty Step, you have Misty Stepped over to this side of the to the ground. You have
inspired Randall.
You've inspired Randall.
Okay. So I'm gonna go push the reset button.
Okie dokie. Off you trot. You walks over there to the reset button. As you do so, you hear the sound of the floor resetting, and there's a rumble in the ground as you feel like a significant portion has moved itself, which it has. You find yourself once again able to walk on the ground out by this button and the dragonborn skeleton. However, Randall, please make a perception roll for me, please. Please.
That's me. I need to do things. Le 10.
That is not le good.
Oh.
Le good.
What about Nugget?
You
Nugget
could
do
use your
perception roll?
inspiration.
Oh, you could use your inspiration,
He's like, I'm not using my inspiration.
I'm not if
dying.
there's a chance I could fall down a pit hole again.
yeah.
That's fair.
I'm gonna do something never before seen
Oh.
by a DM ever on the internet ever. I'm going to roll the d6 that I was given and add it to Randall's dice.
Oh.
Must have been a really bad thing to fail.
That's practically inspiration. That's the second
That's,
inspiration.
Yeah, that's not great. It still doesn't quite get you to the... still doesn't quite get you there. Close, but nothing.
That's okay.
You experience just too much overload of sensory input as the floor in front of you starts to grind up and put itself back in position. You are still fairly confident that you can walk on that surface without any issue.
I'm going to tap it with my quarterstaff pretty hard before I ever step on any single tile of it.
That's a fair point. I think you should definitely do that. But you'll be fine. So, Neurali slowly makes her way back over to you.
Yeah. Once I've kind of like done the like foot test sort of thing too and like poked at it and made sure I can walk, I make my way. Oop, didn't walk through the wall. Definitely just walked over there.
Randall be tapping that floor. Feel free to roll a perception check for Nugget.
I want Nugget to pass this so bad and then not be able to do anything with it. Oh, poor little Nugget boy. He's just staring at the wall.
DMs be trying.
He's too distracted. Nugget's very distracted by being separated right now.
Yes, that's true. Nugget is separation anxiety for Nugget right now is pretty extreme. There's not a huge amount of time that Nugget has spent away from Oro since they became companions, and never has it been in a situation where it's impossible to go back. Every time Nugget has been separated from Oro, it's been something where they can just kind of fly away, go find some bugs to eat, and return. It's never been there's a giant stone wall between them, so it's. You can see that it's affecting Nugget quite significantly.
Oh, buddy.
What doing?
There was another pathway up here that we were gonna go in before, not up there, over here before I went and pressed the other button, right?
Yeah.
I think we'll probably head that way, huh?
Sure. Okie dokie. Well, feel free to shuffle yourselves around as we go back to the other half of our party, who are currently in the midst of a combat. Oro, top of the turn order. You are currently holding, I think, is it one of your scimitars and a dagger? You've dropped one of your weapons already. You had to rearm. You've just shanked a mimic to death very viscerally after Haiku shoved their flamethrower fist into their mouth, and you've turned around. What do you want to do?
I want to stab this boy.
You want to stab this boy. Roll your attacks.
Dagger.
That's a hit. That's 2 hits.
Do I have my sneak attack? Wait, is he... No, he's not technically next to it, right? I don't get a sneak attack.
Nope. Scimitar was dropped. They have 2 daggers. Ah, okay. There you go. 16 points of damage. Okay. What are you aiming for when you're stabbing this boy?
Does this one also have eyes? Any eyes?
Yeah, this is very similar, and this is a kind of fleshy, chest-shaped monster that has opened its maw in the same way that the lid would open on a box. Inside is just a goopy purple mess that seems to have like a tonsils down there, just like looking at you like it's just gonna close its mouth right down on you. A row of teeth on both edges that also seem to go around the side of the mouth, like the lips, just does not end. It's just teeth galore, and a lot of eyes all along the top of the lid, just kind of glaring at you after you've killed its partner.
No, not tonsils. Stab it right in the tonsils. No, in the eyes, please.
Okay,
please?
Eyes again. Okay, please. I'll have the eyes. Final answer. Okay. Well, in this case, you managed to perforate several of the eyes as you stab along with your little daggers.
Great.
And the mimic reels in pain, screeching as it does, before we move on to Haiku.
Just gonna go straight with a flamethrower, I think.
Yeah, still armed. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I mean, I've still got the other one in the other hand, haven't I? Stuck levitating.
Yes, you're using it as a shield. You used a levitation spell so that you could lift up the other corpse of the mimic that was attached to your arm and use it as a shield. I forgot about that. I'm very glad that we've got that scene painted for us once again. Haiku, the turtle artificer, whose one arm is a gauntlet and the other arm is strapped to a dead mimic that is now floating in front of them. What are you doing with your turn?
Just gonna burn the mimic. Just burn it. The one that's alive.
Does that make a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, it does.
15 against AC. DC.
Yeah. Yes, you only take half damage.
Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Those rolls are low. Where does this cone go? Are you going to hit Oro with this? Or is she?
No. It's very tactically moved to the side.
Okay.
So it just like catches the edge, which sort of
adds
up with a
what
little
a
damage.
Rigged question that is. Are you gonna hit Oro with that? Okay, let me just go. Oh god, I put in too many wrong numbers. He's getting very confused.
Oh no, Jenny.
No, I don't mean in regards to the crit fail table. I mean in regards to the thing that's on the screen. It's been X amount of rolls.
No, I think you're okay.
Okay.
So it only counts as a crit fail if it's on a D20.
Okay.
Okay, Mimic's turn is up, and it's gonna get.
Oh, I wasn't finished, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. You've got.
That's only a bonus. That's
I
a bonus
apologize.
Action. Yeah, sorry. In that case, I'm just gonna move up and just hit it. Just.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. In which case, go ahead and roll against AC. That hits. Okie dokie. So you want to explain to me what you're doing with your attack there?
Just with the gauntlet hand, just going for a sweep around with what few claws are sneaking out of it.
Couple of little claw attacks there. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, that's definitely a hit. 3 points of damage. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay, that's what I should have asked in the first place, really, isn't it? Okay. Well, our Mimic gets an opportunity to go for an attack on Oro this time. Slams down on top of his. And in so doing, does 12 points of damage as its many rows of teeth close down on your arm as you've just been stabbing away at its eyes. It is gooping, oozing purple juice everywhere. Some of its teeth have been dislodged. There's now a flap where you've cut open its mouth. Or rather, it's been just generally goopified. And it's,
I'm in danger!
you patiently waiting for someone to take damage. I'm so glad that we can hear that now. I'm so glad that we've got that as an option for us to be able to listen to these sound alerts. Thank you for contributing there, Silence. I'm in danger as those teeth come down on you. Okay, taking you damage?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. We can go to top of the turn order. Oro. We'll do one more turn and then we'll go back to our other team member.
I want to clarify that it's not sexual in any way.
It's not sexual in any way.
Not sexual in any way. Is my arm stuck in them?
No, you are not stuck in them. No.
Okay. Jenny, no. And I would like to hit the mimic.
Okay.
With dagger number 1, dagger number 2.
That's 2 hits.
And a sneak attack, because Haiku's there now?
Yep.
Sneak attack. Extra 1. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, we got a lot of damage going out here.
It's 14.
Yeah. That is, it's just looking bad. It's looking bad. Now that flap in the mouth that was just kind of spewing purple goop is even bigger. There's now just cuts up and down this poor, just squishy, massive chest.
Squishy, massive chest.
Question mark?
In a not sexual way.
In a not sexual way. But it's looking real bad. We've done a significant amount of damage here. Haiku, unless there's anything else that Aura wants to do. Let's attack and... Okay. Haiku.
I think we're going to go the tried and tested old faithful of Flame Gob.
Flame Gob, okay.
Yeah.
You want to describe to me what you're doing here?
Well, the flamethrower attachment is going to... There's like a flap, you said, isn't there? That sort of opened up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to jam my fist into its flap. And
it's not sexual in any way.
Not sexual whatsoever. And fill it up with flames.
Of course you are. You're gonna make its flap really hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be burning.
Okay, we've got a 15 against DC, so it's gonna take half damage, I assume. Oh, now we roll well. Well, look at that, max and minimum.
Oh.
Okay, 9 points of damage. Do you want to describe how it dies in its flappy, hot goodness?
I like the idea that out of all its flaps and orifices, just spewing flames, like some kind of, I don't know, it's like a firework. I don't know.
Like those old cartoons where it's just steam, except it's fire and it's just coming out of everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, its screams just start to hiss and whine as it starts to just melt onto the floor in a puddle. Again, this kind of cauterized wounds now start to solidify after a couple of seconds, and it is very much dead. Very much dead. You've now killed both of the mimics that were lying in wait here. Their corpses strewn about the place. And you are at peace for now. You're more than welcome to talk to each other about what the fuck just happened.
Are you okay with that on your arm? You need to get that off?
I think I could do with some help with unsticking it, if you don't mind.
Okay, how the fuck am I supposed to help you with that?
just water.
You just if you pull from one direction, then I'll obviously pull from the other.
Okay, this will totally be fine.
You want to make a assisted strength check, Haiku?
Yeah.
Go for advantage.
Jesus.
It's still stuck to you.
Shit. Can we give it another tug?
We can try again if we can, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, we'll give it another tug.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. With the sheer force of the both of you pulling away at both ends of this carcass, you manage to come away with part of it still on your hand. This fleshy outer shell is somewhat more solid than the innards that it were left behind, and it's just coated your hand here.
I'm gonna reach down on the stone on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Just try and rub it off. It's just
you collect a fair amount of debris.
Oh no! Stop!
Well, I'm going to stop before this gets any worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait for Nurly. Nurly can probably fix it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't know I was going to be bathing people today, but here we are.
Okay. Well, here you are. You are surrounded by other boxes. They seem to be, for the most part, empty. There are some barrels here. There are 2 buttons at the top of this room. And you can also see there's another sarcophagus there as well. Let's move back to our other party members. Let's bring Albert Humpledink over here. Where's Nurali? Is she behind Randall? Yes, there you go.
Sorry.
So this door is open, this one here.
Mm-hmm.
And you are able to see into this room to the south of you. Not south of you, east of you.
I'm going to poke my head in carefully.
The quarterstaff.
Oh, yeah. And tapping that floor.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Keep going.
It's gonna tap and walk.
Gonna be
tap.
Yep.
As you're tapping on the ground, just here now, you can you give me a investigation check?
A tap check.
That's a tap check.
He tapped that.
Oh, okay.
I tapped it real good.
Okay, you are tapping around. You feel that there is a slight give to one of the tiles in front of you. It's not that it's going to fall through, but that in fact you've. Oh, is everything okay over there?
Yep, everything's fine.
You see that there is a small groove in the floor that is attached to a trigger that you think that if you stepped on it, something might have occurred. But you managed to you kind of feel the groove with the end of your quarterstaff.
I am going to point that out to everybody. There's like a trigger on the floor here. Do not step here. Bad news.
I don't like this place. Everything's trapped all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting my chalk out and I'm next to it on the ground, drawing an arrow to that like area and writing like "Don't step here."
I wish it weren't so trapped.
Me too.
I feel like everything's trying to kill us. Is this something that happens to you guys all the time?
Not in this specific way. This is pretty new.
In different ways. Things want to kill you lots of the time, but not in this particular way.
Yeah, usually it's more like shadowy and tarry. We've been coming up against this like weird thing a lot. It's a long story.
Well, maybe you could tell me over dinner sometime.
Now is not the time. Don't step here.
Let's
keep
not
going.
stand. Let's not stand on that ground right now.
Yes.
Let's keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. We move on. So you managed to successfully spot one trap.
Oh, I don't like that phrasing.
I'm going to now assume that you do not at any point, because Nurali has highlighted it and you know, well, you've said where it is and now Nurali's drawn a line. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be pressing that button regardless now, unless you really actively try. We'll assume that now that's fine.
Okay. Well, I'm going to step over it and carrying on doing what I was doing.
Okie dokie. So as you move through here, you can see that there are more sarcophagi lining the walls to the south of you.
Mm-hmm.
These look identical to all of the other sarcophagi that you've seen here. Unsurprisingly, tons and tons of sarcophagi. But you can see there's a small staircase that leads downwards into a larger room.
Do they have the... Can I recognize like the mechanism that Oro and Haiku were fiddling with before on them?
You were not involved in those investigations, so I'm not going to say you do.
Okay. I feel like I saw the first one though, but
we weren't involved in the investigations. Is what I'm saying. You pointed out, you saw with your eyes that something was amiss. And these guys checked it out.
Okay.
If you wanted to check again, I'd give you an advantage on the roll. I'm just saying that for these guys, they don't need to roll because it's just so.
Okay.
Are you
able to look, just see if it's the same?
Sure.
Is that perception?
Perception with advantage, yeah. Okie dokie. So failing forwards in this particular instance, you can see that something's amiss. In the same way that you saw something was amiss the first time. You don't know if it's the same mechanism.
Okay. I'm suspicious about these things, but we can't do anything about it. These sarcophagi.
Okay, well, every time we open one, there's also the angel trying to break the door down, so we should probably just leave them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Boopity boop.
Yep, floor.
Tap tap.
We keep moving. There is an absence of traps as you tap as you continue going. Again, as you see here, there is another sarcophagi directly across the room from you. There's also 2 statues, once again, stood holding a button in their arms. They are identical.
Is there anything? Can I see right further down around this corner? Is there anything down there?
No. But what you do notice is that this room is there's piles of piles of dust, separate piles of dust that are kind of just gently spread about the place. It looks as though some of the shelves that are tucked into the walls here, you've seen a couple of them based around the place that have kind of just been having like decorative skulls on and such, as you might imagine in a catacomb, because that's the decor. They went to IKEA and just picked up a bunch of skulls. These look like they may not have been for, another sarcophagi, another coffin, or whatever. These look like they might have actually been bookshelves.
But it's just dust,
You can give it a little look-see or a poke around if you'd like.
I'll go poke it. I want to see.
Okay, this is actually down here by the rest of the...
down there.
Okay. Down there. I apologize. I didn't describe that well.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to have a bit of a poke around?
Yeah.
Perception for eyes or investigation for poke?
Well, for the dust, I want to poke it.
I'm going to guidance him, and I'm also want to help.
Okay, go for it with advantage. That's the wrong. That's the wrong skill.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't intimidate it.
And a D4.
Ooh.
And it's piles of dust on the shelves?
Yes, on the shelves, yeah. But there are a couple on the floor as well, underneath the shelves.
The irony of me just counting, being like, oh, I need to count all the rolls that it's been, and then me counting it, and you immediately could have
That's amazing. Yes, unfortunately... poking around, you do not find anything of interest. These appear to be
in my eyes instead.
It's just tons and tons of piles of dust.
Yeah.
There are these bookshelves here, but nothing here seems to be of interest to you, which is very surprising to you because usually you find interesting things in libraries upon bookshelves.
Bookshelves and normally my thing, but this is just dust. Dust isn't a book.
This is the case, yeah.
Maybe they used to be books.
But
I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that.
I've never seen a book decay like that.
You're saying these were books?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, people put other things on shelves. Could have been apples.
True.
That's true.
Are there any just Nurly being Nurly? Are there like scorch marks anywhere? Doesn't look like anything caught on fire in
here. That's why I wanted to work out if it was ash, but I failed.
Would you like to do some kind of check to answer that question?
Well, I was helping him investigate, but I didn't necessarily know exactly what he was looking for. So what I could do instead would be, if I were trying to determine whether it was fire-based or not, I could say maybe I guess like perception if you'll allow that, but I was probably survival. Okay.
You can use perception or investigation here probably.
Okay, I'm also gonna guidance myself.
Could have been elves on the shelves.
There we go.
Okie dokie.
20.
So you investigate these piles of dust.
I perceive these piles of dust.
You perceive these piles of dust. And actually, in one of them, you notice that there's something that seems to be remaining. It looks like perhaps the spine of a book. It's embedded in one of the piles.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of like really slowly reach in, and first I'm gonna touch the dust, and see if anything happens.
It does not appear to initially react to your touch.
Okay, then I'm gonna like dust off the spine and try to pick it up.
You pull out a full tome. This is a full, quite hefty book. As you do so, you can see there are a couple of other spines of books in here, but they are absolutely rinsed. All of the paper that was used to form a book here has been annihilated. You assume by time, but as you lift up the book, you can see that it's got all of its pages. On the front of it, it seems to have some kind of arcane runes that have been inscribed, and they've been gilded as well. So there's clearly something special about this particular book. Can you?
Oh God.
Can you let go of it? No, it's a mimic.
Necronomicon, make a wisdom save. I'm kidding.
You say that.
So what I would like for you to do is make a perception check.
Okay. 20.
Okay. So you notice, first off, well, a couple of things. First off, you notice the condition of this book is pristine. It looks incredible, actually. It looks like first edition version of whatever the fuck this was. A lot of love and care has gone into the design of this particular cover, and you kind of just open the front page and you can't really understand any of the writing on the inside pages of it. But as you do, you, having rolled as hardly as you have, you notice that some of the dust that has collected within the pages and along the spine and the outside of the book appears to be moving slightly. It looks like it's crawling up your arm.
I dropped the book. And I cast prestidigitation to try to clean it off.
Okay, you successfully prestidigitation to remove the whatever it was that was crawling up your arm.
You're right?
The dust was moving. Does Neurally know that magic stuff like can't be broken like normal stuff? Because we have magic items, right? But would I have come across that type of
You can roll me an Arcana check to determine whether or not you're aware of that. I would usually say yes, but considering your upbringing, I feel like you didn't have a huge amount of tuition on the arcane.
Yeah. 10, probably not then. Okay.
Yeah, you're not 100% aware of that. Kind of Albert looks at you and says, "What is that? Alive? You're saying there's something moving on it? The book's moving."
It looked like some of the dust was coming up my arm.
So not the book.
I don't know. Can you read it?
He bends over and picks it up, and he tries to dust off any of the dust before it.
Well, I prestidigitate the dust off. Yeah.
Okay, so off of him or of the book or what?
Him and the book. I can do 3 of them at a time. So.
Okay. As you do so, you can kind of see, rather than it just like evaporating, it just kind of falls to the ground. And you can see that the pile is very slowly moving. It looks like it might be alive.
It's moving. It's still moving.
Definitely shouldn't do that.
That's creepy. I don't like it. I'm
gonna like step around where we're all on like the same side away from the dust, and I'm gonna prestidigitate, blow it back against the wall. Like,
okay. So as you do so, you reveal a couple of other spines of books, but they are empty. There are no pages there. And I mean, the dust seems to settle after a little while, and it stops to move. And Albert says that I can't seem to read any of this.
But don't stop trying to read it.
Do we not read books?
Yeah, no, you.
Are you not into reading books?
Look,
Randall, do you not like books?
I do. Look, I've seen some things. All right.
Well, didn't that just happen because they said it out loud?
Well, I don't know, maybe, but it was also just because they were reading it, right? So
what are you talking about?
Look, you shouldn't just read every book you find. I know.
What are you talking about? I love reading books. I read books all the time.
There are dangerous books in this world that you do not want to read.
And you should have somebody look at everything else in here has decayed and turned to living dust, and this thing's fine. So there's something
and all
special
of the traps.
About it. Oh, I can't read it anyway.
Good. Put it down.
The symbols are moving.
I look at it. Are they moving?
I mean, it's kind of like you look at it to begin with, and it just looks like plain text. It's in some kind of script that you can't read initially, but after a while, it does seem to be like the particular like letters are shifting slightly.
Maybe you have to have some sort of spell to be able to read it.
The longer you look at it, the more these symbols seems to shift and change until they start to become solid and in common.
Yep. Stop looking at it.
Can I just look at the title? I just want to look at will the title move too?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Mushrooms. They're all going to be mushrooms.
It was only because he said it out loud. That's what he said, so that's what Nerly believes.
I can't remember the precise term for this book. I had this written somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. This is a tome of clear thought, as it is described on the front page.
Tome of clear thought. That doesn't sound so bad. But we probably still shouldn't read it until we're at least out of here. Or maybe take it to somebody who can tell.
Who? I don't know anyone like that.
Well,
I feel like I should know people like that.
I was to say, shouldn't someone from your monastery maybe? We can just make sure it's safe before we read it. But would they take it?
I don't know. Maybe so. I don't know whether the monastery would have ever dealt with books like this, or maybe if they do, it's not something that they let everyone know about. So maybe Randall doesn't know about. Like genuinely, the first time he came across a book that might be dangerous was the mushroom book.
Sure. Okay.
So like I don't know, but like we don't have books like that. Like,
I mean,
didn't even
technically,
know those books existed.
The monastery is not, it's not a library, and it's not a book like worshipping organization. It's about stories, right? So that makes sense.
Well, when you go back, Albert, maybe you can ask them if you were to find like a book that seems to be arcane in some way, if they have a way of determining whether or not it's safe to read. And then let us know.
I respect this, Tom, and I'm definitely going to steal it. What in particular did you enjoy about that, Adam? Shower me with praise. One thing I will additionally add is that you have successfully, thanks to Nerly's vigilance, you've avoided all paper on your being eradicated by termites.
Termites. Oh my god.
Or the paper equivalent, I guess. I don't really know if there's a paper equivalent. Dust mites or book mites or whatever.
Oh my god, that would have been so
You're
sad.
welcome, Rand. You're welcome.
And on that, shall we have a bio break? Everyone, bio break?
Yeah.
Heavily hydrating today because it's very warm.
Yes.
I'm heavily hydrating today because I drank a fuck ton of wine last night.
Okay, if you guys are new to the stream, hi, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying it. Our bio breaks are however long it takes for us to do our business. We just get right back into it.
And
so
open all the windows.
And open all the windows for Doxy. So stick around. We won't be very long.
Yeah.
For the rest of you, stretch, get a drink, yeah? Be good to yourselves. We'll be back shortly.
Yeah. Yeah. See you later, fuckos.
Oh, it's just me. It's bloody warm out there. Jesus. Room's mafting. Hello, chat. How is everyone? Oh, Tom's here. Thank God.
Hello.
Hello, Tom.
A return.
Hi, Chris.
Oh, there was a see you later, fuckos. Stop by for a couple minutes to say hi and everyone leaves. Oh, hi, Mal. Sorry, we were having a bio break. Did we? I definitely missed the see you later, fuckos.
Yeah, I
the paranoia inducement of a magic book that may or not be cursed. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, hi, Malka. Thanks for
I love that there's a fear that's been embedded in Randall now of scary books.
Yeah, so many scary book interactions.
I played it right after you stood up and walked away.
Perfect.
Committed to the cause. I like that.
Thank you, sense.
We were Jenny and I were going through some of the clips last night of our D&D games, and there are so many good ones that wouldn't quite make a good sound alert, but they're really funny just on their own. And man, I would love to see a little clip of us just walking away, just hearing, see you later, fuckers. Oh, is it too late for me to do that myself? Oh, I don't think, can I even do that from here?
From here?
Oh, no, I've had the stream pause for so long, I don't think it counts.
Doesn't count? What a load of bullshit. Surely it should. Because you can just play, if you just go into a new stream and then click the clip button, you can do that. So,
how long in the past does it give you?
It's only like a minute or 30 seconds or something, so you've missed it for sure.
Give up 2 minutes.
I've definitely missed it.
Well, 2 minutes even probably missed it. Hey, Jorby, how you doing? I mean, you're lurking. Never mind. Have a good lurk. Don't worry about responding. Never forget the book that turned a random person into a fun guy. Exactly. It was a really harrowing thing for Oro to see. I remember you describing it and me not totally getting it, and then you being like, oh no, his head is backwards. And me being like, oh, that's really bad.
That was one of the clips that we watched yesterday, and I remember I enjoyed the description because it was like the spine indicates he's facing that way, but his head is facing that way.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, I think I left my chair in the sun. It's really hot.
Oh no.
Cool.
Okay. Right. Wow.
Ooh, hey FaZe. Thanks so much for the raid.
Perfect time for the raid. Perfect time.
Hope you
for
had
the
a
raid.
good stream. You're doing well. Thank you. We just got back from being on a break.
Just in time. What were you streaming? Okay. Right. Let's go. Let's get back to business, to defeat the Huns. Or down to business, to defeat the Huns, not back to business. Okay, you guys chilling here with your magic book that you've just found that hopefully won't turn you into a fungus person. You've got a bunch of buttons in front of you to press if you want to press, and another sarcophagus. The other party members that we have are on the other side of the burial mound. What do you guys want to do?
So I've picked up my weapon that was on the ground that I dropped.
Yep.
Haiku, do you want to go through these boxes?
Yeah. Although wasn't it like described as like a kitchen?
That was the other room, I think.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Follow through some of the
Didn't we look at this sarcophagus in this room? Last stream?
You definitely went through all of the boxes in this room. I don't think you went through the sarcophagus.
No, we didn't.
Because we saw there was two. Wait, was it this room?
No. So I think you inspected the sarcophagus and saw that it was trapped. Yeah. You did.
Yeah, I had like 2 different traps on it or something.
Did.
Ah.
But you haven't looked at the buttons yet.
I'm gonna be real with you, Haiku. Every time you've pressed a button, it's been bad. Or
once it was good.
Yeah, okay, one time it was good.
So surely the odds are in our favour of it being good again. Got all the bad ones out the way.
I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I just want to press the buttons.
You do what you want. Just ready. I just get into like a ready stance of danger.
The door to my east, is that locked? It's locked, isn't it?
Yes.
And the door to the southeast is locked.
No, wait. No. So you've actually opened that door. You've opened this door.
Okay.
With the last button. No. These guys opened that door by pressing one of their buttons near them. The boulder one.
Mm-hmm.
I've made this map very complicated for myself.
So this door here isn't open?
It is open, but they opened it by pressing a button on the other side.
Okay. Is it like slightly ajar now?
Yep.
To us? Okay. That door wasn't open before, right?
No. If you have a peek in.
Yeah, it's over goosey, as they say.
Is that what they say?
In the circus. Okay, Haiku, don't tell Randall I said that. I have to describe it. It makes no sense. I don't know how to describe it.
Now that you say it, it does. I do feel like I have heard.
I just shoot one little sacred flame in there.
That's such a good voice clip. My favorite parts about this particular sound panel thing is that you can preview the sounds.
Yeah.
So you can listen to them and be like, "Oh, I quite like that one," and then you can decide to do it. It's not like a, you don't have any idea about what it's going to sound like when you do it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good one of Neurally as well.
Just one little sacred flame.
This particular room is filled with toilet roll.
The pandemic has happened. Oh my god. Like unused toilet roll? Like
unused toilet roll. It doesn't have shit stains on it.
Okay,
it's unused toilet roll, but there are other cleaning suppliers that you suspect, at least you suspect they're cleaning suppliers. You can see that there are a few like rags, etc. They're all kind of neatly piled, a couple of towels even. You can tell that they are, extremely old. They do not look to be of good durability now. They suspect at one point they were quite fine. They are covered now in a fine layer of dust that you suspect has just come from just the area. It's really nice that these haven't been just eaten or destroyed by any kind of moths or other bugs that might be anywhere in the vicinity.
Yeah. It's like a feast room.
My Corona stash, no.
Mimic TP, oh my god.
Mimic TP.
Oh wow, there's a very specific campaign you have to be playing to get it.
Yeah, right. Jesus.
Toilet paper.
Or maybe it's a smothering rug toilet paper.
Oh my god. Jesus.
I don't think it doesn't look like we should, like these are just like back rooms or something. We should find everyone else. Are you going to take us some toilet roll?
No, we don't need it.
Okay. Well, I seem to be clean all the time anyway. I'm fine. I don't need anything.
Yeah. I don't know how you managed to do that. Yeah, I've never seen you dirty.
Yeah. Suspicious.
Impressive.
Is this door open then? This one here?
That door does appear to be closed.
Is it just like a slab? There's no like handles or
correct
anything like that? Okay. This one's still closed. Fuck.
Just to sort of check with Tom. There's no way for us to brute force these doors down, is there?
No one's tried.
Or is looking intently at toilet paper, not paying attention to Haiku for a moment.
Yeah, I'm just sort of eyeing up the wall. And I'm not gonna try. It feels like a bad idea.
Why do y'all say things to do psychic damage to me?
Psychic damage. Hey, Tortu.
Hey, Tortu. That's funny.
But there's another sarcophagus in here, right?
Correct.
Ding, ding, ding. Wow.
We love sarcophagi in our burial mound.
Is it trapped?
Yeah, is it trapped?
At this point, you guys are fucking adept at noticing traps. You can certainly see that there is the same mechanism that would open it under a certain circumstance. So you've yet to find out why. D6 for Jenny, because Jenny isn't Tom.
Thanks, Stu. I'll take it.
I love you, Tortu.
Me! I got a D6. Yay! Animation. Yay!
Unless you want to be Jenny Tom.
Okay, we'll deactivate this trap then, please.
Yeah.
Alrighty, give me your sleight of hand check, or your thieves' tools check, please.
I'm
with advantage.
Okay. 26. Oh, I'm such a pro now.
Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Okay.
It's
you successfully managed to remove the mechanism that you suspect would have opened it. Whilst you were there, you actually find that there was a second trap in here as well. With Haiku's help, kind of looking at some of the notage on the the bells, the whistles, the pipes, the wires, the whatever, you suspect that whilst the opposite room, if you recall correctly, was a trap that might have filled the room with water. This one you think might have filled the room with sand.
Oh.
Oh.
Not sure which was worse.
Could have made a nice little beach.
Be yourself unless you can be Tom, then be Tom.
Could have been your last beach.
I suggest we leave this room, just in case that trap does go off.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to be covered in sand.
Fair. It looks like these buttons.
It does leave us with the buttons.
Stares sorrowfully at the buttons. It looks like one of these buttons will be the ones we need. Can you have? Did you see if they had any writing on?
Do they have any writing on?
There's no writing on these ones.
Okay.
You suspect whomever was leaving the notes did not make it this far.
And the statues are completely identical.
Yep.
Well, I think we have two options here.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Given your dislike of the buttons so far, I can press the buttons individually, and you can keep your distance, or we can press them both at the same time.
That's what I was gonna say. We should press them both at the same time.
Yes.
Get it over with fast, like a band-aid. Rip it off. Press the buttons in a burial tomb. It'll be fine.
We need like a name for the trap duo here. I feel.
You're right. We do. We need to think about this.
Deceased.
That was too good.
God damn it.
Oro hears that Randall thought in her brain and goes, maybe we should think of a name after we've pressed the two buttons.
Agreed.
Did we say that we detrapped this one?
I believe you did, yes.
Okay. Alright. Those two that's been detrapped, so let's press these buttons.
Like prep a potential action.
Yep. What would you do?
So like I've already known that like sometimes the floor falls through when these buttons are pressed. So can I like prep levitate, for example?
Yeah, but you'd have to specify what you wanted to cast it on.
Oro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're going to press both these buttons at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, but first we need a short conversation on whether we do it on 3, 2, 1 or
Sure.
3, 2, 1, go.
Well, everyone knows you do it on 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Alright.
So you press it on the go.
Yes, but on the
Not
go.
on the one or not after the go.
No,
on
no.
the go.
Yeah,
On the
'cause
go.
there's 1 second left. So you have to wait 1 second and then it's go.
So we're actually counting down from 4 effectively.
But effectively 4,
Or
yes.
you're counting to 0.
Well, what you're
0.
doing is you're establishing a rhythm, and it takes a couple of beats to do that.
Do
I'm
you
not
want a couple of practice?
I'm not there.
I like to think that
I'm not playing a bard.
I'm not playing a bard this campaign.
I like to think that we've spent so much time together though that we do hear your guys' like thoughts in the back of our minds. We could do some practice runs, yeah.
Yeah, let's do a couple of practice.
Like rock paper scissors, but with that, with the fake button pressing.
Whoa,
shit.
where did rocks
Paper,
come from?
scissors, press.
I can't teach you this game right now.
Oh, I don't think I have the fingers for that
It's a
game.
circus game.
Shit. Okay. Alright. Do we want to just say we've practiced it, or are we going to actually practice 3, 2, 1, go?
I think we should practice it.
Okay, I put my hand out in between us and I go, alright, press, like, touch my hand when I say go, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
How do I possibly prove this?
We could do a roll, 1d2, And just 1 is you've got it, 2 is you haven't got it, 2 is that you're a second delayed.
If we're counting down 4 different things, roll a d4 to see when if I press it on like the 3, for example.
We could be here forever if it's 4. I'm just trying to reduce the time.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, I've got a d2 prep.
Rock, paper, scissors distraction.
Okay, alright. On go. We press enter, okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so we both did it slightly later than was it meant to be, but we both did it at the same time anyway, so it was fine.
That's fine, that works.
Okay.
So you both come out of it feeling very confident.
Yeah, like,
you know exactly what
we got it. We got the timings right. Sick. Okay, let's press these buttons.
Do you want to roll again to see if you get them on in time, or do you want to just go?
No, just
hey,
no.
Katie, I see you shaking your head, but these guys could be having fun with their.
No, I know. I was like, let perfection. Let the perfection lie. Let it just be perfect the first time and never questioned again.
Yes, I agree.
You happy with that? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Wow. 3, 2, 1. Bam! You press the buttons. You hear the grinding crunch of the stone on stone. And as you do so, you hear a number of different things because you've pressed both buttons at the same time. First, you hear a clunk
and you don't know which one did which.
From doors closing. You see that the door at the bottom of this room has come up. This room down here, I'm pinging it for you. Down here, which on my GM layer is door number 10. Down here, goes off its hinge slightly. Looks a little bit like it could be opened now, but at the same time you hear a click noise from this door and this door. It sounds as if they have maybe locked, and they appear to have done exactly that. Additionally, you hear a come from every single one of the steps that you can see behind you has opened a slat. Some stone facade has been like dropped out of it and opening it, and inside you can see rows and rows and rows of dart holes. It appears that something that you have disarmed at some point has stopped it from working properly, because nothing happens.
Oh my god. Oro instinctively jumped on a box as soon as she had that noise.
Iku's just stood there in silence, sort of like gobsmacked by what's not happened.
There are hundreds of these dart traps.
Oh god. Okay.
It would have been very, very difficult to avoid being perforated. And we move to our other party.
Yeah, I think we need to process that.
Hey, Neurally, should we press both buttons at the same time?
There wasn't another door in there, though, right?
No. Nope.
Is there any writing on either of these?
Nope.
Good.
Good.
I know when we pressed some buttons, things happened in other places, right? Mm-hmm. So what if we have to press one of these to get back to them? Because do we see that there is a door right here? I can't. Let me move our bush. Yeah, there is a door there. So there's a door here, and we couldn't get into it, right?
Correct. It's currently locked.
Well, it seems like one button makes progress and one tries to stop you making progress.
Mm-hmm. Maybe one of the buttons was what made all that. And I point at the dust again.
Maybe. Can I look at each button? Can I see if one's been pressed a lot?
Feel free. Investigate your perception regarding whichever you'd like to do.
And they're made out of stone, right? They're stone statues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which one's shiniest? Like, looks like it's got human oils on it enough, or human.
I want to see if one looks like it's been pushed.
These do not appear to have been touched ever. as far as you can tell. It's difficult to really decipher because it does look like there's a very fine layer of dust, but that also kind of gives you an idea of whether or not someone's been interacting with that dust. And it does not appear that either of them have ever been touched. Hi, Bryce. That could have been a whole different kind of problem. Hey. I almost changed changed it to be a trap that dropped stuff because I just wanted to see if Haiku would spend a spell point. But we're okay. I just wanted to see how Oro would react to levitating. Also, that would have been a nice interaction of Haiku being like, "I'm going to save Oro," but I also didn't want to change the trap, so here we are.
But I mean, it's 50-50, right?
Every time we've been in a room with two, has there been a specific side that has always been bad or good?
But the only other room of two was the one where it said this one on it, right?
That was on the right side. Right?
Bryce says, "Can you push both buttons at the same time?" Were you here for that? I don't know if you were here for that because that just happened in the other room. The other half of our party did exactly that.
Yeah.
I think Nurley and Randall are both too cautious for that. This is like the perfect dynamic split. Instead of having the decision paralysis of the one cautious person and the one adventurous person, it's the two I'll just face check it people, and then there's the two ooh, what? Maybe we can reason our way through this. Right? Maybe we should try pressing. How many rooms have there been with two? Just the one, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was just that one.
Maybe we should try the left one then, because it would be silly of them to always make the same one the good one, right?
Maybe, but then maybe there's a pattern to it. So it's always the one closest to the direction you want to go in.
Oh, if it's the closest to the direction we want to go, then it would be the left one too.
Let's press the left one.
Okay, let's press the left one. Do I have any paper on me? I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known that.
Do you think the dust on the floor is termites, maybe? Do you think they've been eating all the books?
Do termites eat books? I don't know. That sounds reasonable if that's what they do.
Well, you've got to be very careful about taking care of your books and you're making sure that there's no kind of life in them other than the stories and the characters.
You should probably shake that one out a little bit then to make sure there's none left inside.
Oh, I thought you cast some spells on it.
Yeah, but I can only get the parts I can see.
So. Oh, that's very good. I should do that.
Take the spine and shake it, and I'll prestidigitate just generally around all that.
Sure.
Okay.
Does one button smell better than the other?
I don't think I have. I do have 5 pieces of parchment. I'm going to reach into my bag and I'm going to take out the 5 pieces of parchment, and then I'm going to pause and I'm going to hand over the hempen rope too, just in case that counts as something that these things might eat. Because it's all made out of plants. I don't know.
What are you doing with this? Sorry?
I'm handing them to Randall, and then I'm going to go push the button because Nurley thinks maybe the button is what released those things in there.
Right.
That was the trap, is eating your notes or whatever. I don't know.
Wait, Nurley, before you go, take this, and then I'm going to pull a sprout out. Give you a sprout.
Thank you.
Oh.
I know Randall's hands are clean. So I can eat the sprout.
Imagine Nurley doing that, oh, thanks. Polish.
I'm going to go...
At the mention of pressing a button, you can see that Albert takes cover in the hallway outside.
Yeah, that's fair.
Takes cover or cowers?
Yes.
Both.
So I'm going to go over... Wait, where were the bookshelves? Were they over here in the corner there?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm not going over there. I'm going over here. I'm going away from the termite things, and I'm going to try to I'm going to guidance myself just in case, and then I'm going to press the button from the side. Oh, but first I'm gonna look for more like dart holes.
Sure, give me a perception check.
Because I've seen those before, so I at least know to look for them. 7.
You do not see any kind of holes, nothing around that suggests that there may be some kind of projectile of any kind.
Okay.
Okay. Press the button and you can hear a from somewhere on the other side of the burial mound.
Can we tell which direction it came from?
It came from the west.
The west? Okay. I think we were right. Maybe it is the direction you want to go.
Yeah. Wow, I'm glad we didn't press both those at the same time.
Yeah. Oof, then you would still not know which one was the good one, and you wouldn't even know what to do. Yeah, that just would be... I'm going to take my parchment and my rope back. Let's go see if this door is open now. Doot, 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 doot. Not stepping on the bad square.
Bryce said, maybe this place is a massive vending machine. I love that idea. There's just like a packet of crisps at the entrance now.
Okay.
Is this door open right here?
That door is now open.
I gasp.
Well, I don't want to go in first. Poke the floor.
Okay. I begin the floor tapping.
Floor tap away.
It's like a little dance that you have now.
Yep.
You tap the floor, you tap the door, and
tap.
Tap
floor.
It opens up. In front of you, you can see a room filled with toilet roll.
Weird. Could have used that in the other room with the toilet.
Remove this dynamic lighting thing for you.
Doesn't it almost kind of seem like maybe they were living in here and were pretending they were dead?
It does seem like that.
Because there's no other need for food or cutlery or bathrooms if you're just dead.
Maybe they were locked in here rather than...
Maybe the relative that was murdering people, built it. And they were trapped inside and couldn't leave.
Question, when you've disarmed a trap, is it obvious that that trap is disarmed now? Like, is there like... Because in my head, I imagine disarming a trap with like leaves, wires left in places or whatever. Like, is there remains of it?
It depends on the trap. It depends on the method of disarming. For you in particular, going through this area when you've been removing traps, it's been a bit like, there's a cog touching another cog and you've just taken one cog off so they no longer touch, or like there's a particular hook that's attached to something else and you've unhooked it. Like, it's just it wouldn't necessarily be obvious right away that it was undone. Someone would probably still have to check it. Sorry, I don't know if you asked Nerdy, but that door is locked.
This one's locked. She says.
You guys hear? There's a muffled sound. Perhaps Nerdy could do it again with.
This one's locked.
Extra muffled from all the toilet paper dampening the sound.
Soundproofing the room. Was that a muffled Nerdy?
Can I hear a muffled Oro?
Was that a muffled...
Start like knocking on the door.
Start knocking back. Okay, I think we just locked. I think we just locked it, but I don't know what button it was because we pressed 2 buttons at the same time.
I turn back and I look at Randall and I'm like.
Felt like a good idea at the time.
I can see why you'd want to do that, just to try to make the good thing happen too, maybe.
Yeah, if we were gonna die, we wanted to be fast and slow, just get it over with.
So this one was open. Do you think you opened it or we opened it? Because I think I've been hearing sounds come from over here when we've pressed buttons.
lipstick all over my hands.
We definitely locked this door when we pressed one of the buttons. It might unlock it when we press it again, hopefully, maybe.
Randall, do you think it was this statue that opened this door? That would make sense if our theory is correct, because this statue is on the left side, and the other one made the floor drop, and then...
Oh, yeah. I think we heard a noise from that direction when we pressed it, right?
Mm-hmm. And then the boulder fell, so nobody stand out where the boulder was at.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the boulder.
That was like 2 minutes ago.
Can you ask them that check that they're in away from the main corridor?
Wait, what'd you say?
Check they're away from the main corridor.
That's closed off to them, right? Well, as far as we know.
As far as you're aware.
Stay near this door for a second. I think we might know how to open it.
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna like herd everyone in here up against the statue. And then press the button.
Clunk. Satisfying stone on stone action as it recedes into the button, and there is an unsurprising sound of 2 triggers being released. The first is a door that Nerdy stood next to. The second is the trap door that was holding a boulder once again after being reset by the button that you pressed previously, slamming into the ground and grinding as it is funneled down the corridor. Fortunately, not anywhere near you guys.
The door pops open. I like grab it and move and look. And when I see
the scene in front of you is immediately Oro and Haiku directly in front of you. Haiku seems to have some purple goop on one hand, and there are 2 dead gelatinous masses that kind of have this weird kind of shape and vague resemblance to chests. You can also see that there's a flight of stairs that run down to more statues and sarcophagi and a bunch of opened crates that appear to be empty.
What's that? I'm pointing at your hand, Haiku.
The chests attacked us. We had to, burn them. It got stuck to my hand.
Yeah, it's weird.
I tried getting it off.
Yeah, maybe you could help with that.
Charlie, prestidigitation.
I'm gonna hold out my hand.
So it takes a while, but you do find yourself casting prestidigitation over and over again. Does seem to help remove the adhesive layer of remains of mimic. Largely, I'm not going to say that prestidigitation does work on adhesives. If this ever comes up again, it's not going to be canon that you can undo glue with prestidigitation.
Okay,
but
that's fair.
For the sake of this, it does seem to eventually work, although it's slow going.
So after however long, once the hand is finally clean of all the residue, I'm just gonna give them both a big hug. I don't know if I was gonna see him again.
What does Nugget do?
Nugget, after hearing the clunking whir of that door being opened and then nearly just opening up, after being so nervous and so on edge for the rest of the time, after you just kind of shoving Nugget in a corner so they don't get smashed by a boulder, they hear the sound of Oro through one of these doorways and just bounds past you like one wing flap through the room full of toilet roll, toilet paper everywhere. And nearly, whilst mid-hug of those guys, just gets enveloped in wings. And all 3 of you, including and Nugget, fall to the ground as there is a massive white bat that just slams into you. And then after a short scrabble, Nugget is up. You guys find yourself like, oh my god.
I don't think I could fall to the ground, to be honest. I think I'd just sort of get propped back.
And Nugget just
Haiku
jumps
swabble,
up
but they
and
don't fall down.
And Nugget just starts licking Oro's face and nuzzling.
Lots of pets for Nugget.
Nugget, the second that you start petting Nugget, just rolls over on his back and just starts waiting for tummy pets.
It's all okay, I'll never leave you again.
Aww. Are you having trouble with the sound alerts? That's unfortunate.
I didn't get one through on the dashboard for it, so it might just have not gone through. I've had trouble on other people's streams trying to get the sound alerts to work sometimes.
They were working earlier though.
Yeah, but it worked like half an hour ago or something. So
that's unfortunate.
Don't know.
We've been having a lot of fun with them though. They are very funny.
Maybe test one and see if we can hear it.
Okay, hold on.
That's a good idea.
Bear with me. Wait.
The irony of that one being played as you're about to go press the button to make it do the thing. Silence is just like, you don't need to go test it. I'll test it for you. Wait. Amazing.
Thank you.
That was so good, Silence. Oh my god. They're such a good addition. Good work once again to Jenny putting in that effort to find all those different sounds. And again, to everyone who's made clips. Because all of those were taken from clips. So thank you to anyone who's ever made any clips for us, because that's been very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a loud bird out there chirping away.
Sorry.
All right. So you are that's right. You are reunited. Nugget is currently
and it feels so good. Sorry.
Just in a huge embrace with Oro. Randall, you return onto the scene with Albert in tow.
A bird is nearby.
What'd you say?
A bird is nearby. It's just a bird outside me.
And this door is open?
There is a loose hinge. Yeah, it appears it might be open.
I think that's the only place we haven't gone yet.
Yeah. We press both these buttons at the same time, and then Oro points to the stairs of the slats falling down. And these stairs, like, the cover came off, and it made that clicking sound, but no arrows came out, and we didn't die. So
good.
I think we did something good at some point. Otherwise, we definitely would have looked a little bit more spiky next time you would have seen us.
Like a hedgehog.
Yeah. Oh my god, a total hedgehog.
We think Randall's figured it out, although I don't know if that would work in this room, because it seems to us that every time we press a button and we want to go a specific direction, the button that's on that side of the choices is the one that you press to make things open. It's worked twice so far, but these are on either side of the same one door, so I don't know. Maybe that's the trick with this one, so you couldn't have known.
Maybe.
Should we go in?
Did you say that this sarcophagus was more ornate than the others?
Yeah. I mean, it looks just as ornate as the one in the room to the southwest that you saw previously, the one that filled the room with fog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely won't want to touch that one.
Don't you fucking touch that one.
What do you mean?
Why not?
Okay, then yeah, let's go through. Wait, is it a door or like a thing that's opened up?
It is a door. I've had the dynamic lighting on because I didn't want to. I should have really put it a little bit further back just so you could see that there was a door there. There you go. Okay, everyone ready to go? You're all squaring up to the door?
Squaring up, yeah.
Cool door.
Not squaring up exactly. I'm definitely going to be standing somewhere back over here, but not actually in front of any of the arrow slit things.
Exactly. Randall stands exactly in front of the door, full blast zone.
Albert is behind you. And he just says, can we not separate the party again, please?
I mean, we didn't intend to do it last time.
I love the idea of him stood at the back of this party. You're all walking up these staircases towards this large door, which is clearly, the inner chamber of this area. And he's like, that was unpleasant. Can we not do that again, please? And all of you at the same time just turn around to him. Like, you think we wanted to do that?
Yeah, well, I'll stay on the same side of any room now for the most part, I think.
Okay. Thank you. That was very unpleasant. I didn't like it at all.
Sorry, go on.
No, you can interrupt him. He was.
No, but actually, when we open this door, I'm gonna. These swing open, I assume, like normal doors.
Yep.
When we open it, I'm gonna put the immovable rod down as like a doorstop, just
Nice.
so it can't.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Good plan.
Okie dokie. Okay. Well, now you're gonna see the room the first time you're supposed to actually see it, as opposed to all of the other times you've accidentally seen it. Okay.
Wow. I've never seen this before.
Do we have that bit alert of I can't remember if we put it in of you saying about completing the quest? Oh, we didn't put that one in?
It's a bit too long, I think.
Oh, it's so good. Okay. So in front of you, you can see a grand sarcophagus. Unlike all of the other tawdry, shitty ones, this one is a fancy one. It is especially ornate. You can see along the front panel that is facing directly opposite you, there is a big sigil of the Obuskir family. And once again, the entire circular floor in front of you also appears to be this massive sigil. You're getting strong Obuskir vibes. Strong royal family vibes are going on here. Either side, you can see that there are buttons on statues, once again. However, there is also one behind the sarcophagus, so there are 3 in total. Okay. You can also see that the ground on the far end of this, on the opposite side of this this map, is littered with gold coins.
Well, I'm going to enter and bark the rod down.
Sure.
Prop the door well open with it so we can make it run for it if we need to.
Looks like we meet again, Buttons.
Our greatest enemy.
Now there's 3 choices.
Is there any text on any of the choices?
Nope.
Just...
I'm going to sort of look over to Oro and sort of go, do you want to push them together again?
Oh, we need someone else to also push the other one.
No, let's not push them together.
Oh, is that a bad idea?
Well, if one bad thing happening is bad, and there's 3 buttons in this room, then 2 bad things happening could be twice as bad. Or more than twice as bad.
Mm-hmm.
It would definitely be twice as bad.
Well, how do we know which one is the right one to press?
It is as hot as Tom's balls today.
Oh my god.
Hey, Miles. It is very warm.
Well, if the theory's true, then the one behind it would be the one, because it would be close. It would be close. No, we were saying it was pointing in the right direction, but that's the one that's pointing directly at it. But also I feel weird about it being surrounded by gold. I feel like that's the one that they would want you to go to because there's gold there. And that probably makes it not the one that we want because it's a trick, maybe?
Hmm.
Are there any pointy bits on the crest of the floor? Like I don't know what the Obuskir crest is like. Is it a dragon?
Yeah.
Is there
did I put that on here somewhere? Let me see if I still have it in the thing. I do.
Is the dragon head? Yeah, is it pointing it into the buttons?
Or like the sword.
So the roll. I don't want you to roll for this. No, probably not. Okay. So the dragon is probably best imaged this way. Oh god, it's difficult to see the corner because I've just precisely placed that where the circle things go. Okay. So it's probably more that's the most accurate way of depicting it.
So I mean, the dragon is looking at that one. And it looks like it's trying to press.
That's true. That's a good point. And so far, twice the left button has been the good one. So maybe we were guessing again about it being the direction we want to go, and it was really just the left buttons all along.
Surely if you put 2 as the left, you wouldn't put the third as the left. They're too predictable.
But maybe if you wanted an easy way to remember which button it was.
Always left.
But it wasn't always left. One of them was right. The one
Except for the
when
one
you went
that's
in left
right.
was on the right.
Oh, okay, and that did open something to the right.
Because they're both on the far side from the entrance.
I think either way, we should be checking the sarcophagus for traps first, as much as I would like to press these buttons.
And the floor. The floor has fallen away in a lot of places.
True.
Do we have any way of pressing the buttons from afar? Can we like throw something at it? Or like press a button?
Did I see Haiku use Mage Hand to press a button at one point?
No, I think I tried to telekinetically use something.
You tried to move
quite strong enough.
Yeah, you tried to use telekinesis to open one of the sarcophagi.
Oh, that's what it was.
I mean, would Mage Hand be useful? Well, could it be used? Because I can cast Mage Hand.
You could press buttons.
Miles, that's a great question. Damn it, we should save that for a prompt for one of our games.
Characters had a motto or tagline. What would it be? For example, I see Oro as being the type of gob to turn around and say, "Is it really a bad or stupid idea if it works?" True.
That's a great question, Miles.
Yeah, that's really good.
I think that would be a really good prompt, but additionally, it probably takes a little bit of like thinking time. So maybe that could be something. Maybe that's something we can have that floating about for a little bit. Have our characters think of a motto for their, because we have our business cards for each of our characters. They have their own business cards.
True.
Remember those? But those are a little less motto-y and a bit more only one festering wound. That's a great question, though.
Yeah.
How far away from the thing can you press it with that?
30 feet. About.
However, we realise in the final room that Haiku has an ability that can press buttons from afar.
I actually have my own quarterstaff as well.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I gave them the quarterstaff so that they could press the buttons with it from at least like a square away, and then they like almost never used it. Which, by the way, she walks up and she's like, "Can I have that back, please?"
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
You had a quarterstaff?
And it's not like a quarterstaff is hard. Like you can't hide that on your person. So
Yeah,
you
but it's
Haiku.
Haiku has got so much shit on it. I was like, oh, you had
Clutter
something
blindness.
Yeah. She assumed it was like a table leg or something.
Yeah.
A table leg.
I think we definitely should check the sarcophagus first though, before pressing.
And the floor. We've found more floor stuff, like I said. Yeah. So you should check the floor on the way over, and then check the sarcophagus, and then we can think about buttons.
Would you like to do it? Are you tapping?
Randall, Tapman?
Oh, yeah.
Tapman? Could you give me an investigation check?
Can everyone come into the same room so we don't get separated again, just in case?
Nugget?
Yeah, have immovable rods down. Should be fine.
True.
Should be fine.
Should be.
I investigate the shit out of everything with my tappy rod.
Whoa! Look at that.
Holy shit.
Rolling well today.
Focused.
Sometimes. Okay. So you find actually that whilst none of the tiles beneath you as you move through the room seem to immediately move, they do feel a little bit loose. You suspect that perhaps maybe one of these buttons does release some of them. I could map them out for you if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of work.
I'm going to point to them, and because Nerily has a piece of chalk that I've seen before, right?
Yeah.
Be like, that one's dodgy. This was dodgy.
I'll just be drawing arrows at the ones because I don't want to touch those actual ones, right? So drawing arrows at all the tiles that are bad.
Okay. Let me move these.
Or actually, I'd probably circle the ones that are bad so that it doesn't get confusing.
Ooh.
Yep. Oh. Okay, so haiku move.
Ooh.
Probably shouldn't press the one that the dragon is facing towards, I suspect.
Oh,
jeez.
Wait.
Oh.
I should probably be in here somewhat, given that I'm actually tapping things.
So those tiles are all fine for now. Standing on them does not seem to trigger anything. It does not appear that they fall through the ground. But you suspect that one of these buttons does probably drop these.
I would suspect that the ones that drop all around where you would be stood to press the button might not be the button you're supposed to press.
Or is that too obvious?
Or is it?
Two of the three buttons have missing floor on them.
Which means there's one button left. And it's the closest button to progress.
Is.
Okay. Well, you're gonna get your mage hand to press the button?
Well, check it for traps, the sarcophagus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Check for traps for the sarcophagus, yes.
Yeah.
This is how the party died.
They forgot in the very end to check the damn sarcophagus.
Do I get Haiku's help with the check-in?
Yeah, I've scooted over.
And guidance.
Okay.
Hey.
23.
Okay.
And a D4.
And a D4.
I love how you had both of the people with thieves' tools on one side of the door. Does mean that you two were extremely effective at disarming your traps, but these guys had nothing.
We got thieves' tools from the Dragonborn. We don't know how to use them.
Nope.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Opportunity to tell Albert where to stand. Yeah, that's very accurate. Yeah.
Mean.
Hey, Canuck.
So you inspect the sarcophagus at the far end of the room. That's the both of you, so that's Oro's over there as well. Could the rest of you make sure to position yourself within the room where you would actually be, rather than just generally in the in the room, please?
I think Nugget would be attached to Oro now.
Yes, I think that's absolutely correct. Yeah, 100%. I think it's likely that Albert would be very close over here as well. So you enough
outside.
Enough. Stop having fun with your brum brums. So you inspect it and you see that there are no immediate. What the fuck is the word that Tom keeps using? Which one? Sarcophagus?
Yeah, sarcophagus. Yeah.
Sarcophagus. It's the big old stone coffin. So as you are poking around, prodding to see if you've got any signs of any traps, you don't see any. But as you are inspecting it, you're looking very closely to make sure that there's no mechanical kind of triggers or any kind of cogs or anything. Very similar to the last ones, and it's very easy for you to kind of scan for the ones that you've seen littered throughout here, because you've seen so fucking many of them and you've disarmed so fucking many of them. But as you are in kind of getting really down and close with this, Oro, you see the ghostly visage of the individual that you've seen several times on statues and a couple of times in sarcophagi stick his face out of the wall. Who the bloody hell are you? And you kind of jump back and then floats forward, revealing his full form. And you can see that he is exactly the same as his statues. You can say because it's now not stone, you can see that he also has kind of like a long, medium blonde swept hair that is over to one side. You can see that his regal attire is kind of like he's got some form and color to him. His robe is kind of floating somewhat slightly behind him, and he's. What are you doing here?
The rest of you guys see him, right?
Yep, 100%.
Oh, hello.
Antia?
How do you know my name?
Well, they read a lot of books, and they found a story about how...
Get out! Reading books and you come into my tomb?
Because they found out that you weren't actually paranoid and that somebody was killing your family? And they weren't sure if it was true? Honestly, don't know what we expected to find here.
He points around to the trap-laden walls. Are you saying I'm not paranoid?
Well, it doesn't really count as being paranoid if you were right. Then it's just a rational fear, right?
That is what I lived my life by. I had a fear that I would one day wake up entombed in my own crypt. And I would be stuck in here, buried alive. And I had a fear that people would come and loot my things, take my ring. He holds up his hand, and you can see that he has a ring that has the Obaskir sigil on it. My other valuables. Enough of you. Get out immediately. No, you know what? No. He floats away from Oro through the sarcophagus, and he goes over to the button on the far side, to the north, and he manages to corporealize his hand long enough to press the button. Fuck you!
Can Oro get on Nugget in this time whilst he's going?
Absolutely, 100%.
Would there be no way? I assume when he touches the button, the hand becomes solid. Well, not solid. You know what I mean. No way if I could quickly try to telekinetically shove it.
That was so good.
Oh, thank you, Fiona. That's the best. That's the best sound clip for the D&D in general.
Truly.
You were saying something, right?
So no way I could quickly just try to, when he goes to press the button, just try to shove his hand to the left or to the right, either way.
One of the things about being a ghost is that there's not a huge amount that you can do to really interact with ghosts. They can interact with you, weirdly enough, but you can't do that much to them. You can attack them, and you can, given the right circumstances, damage them and remove them from existence. But a gentle nudge isn't going to do very much. You're kind of just going to find yourself. I mean, you can definitely try.
Even when his hand's solidified.
I mean, he's floated to the other side of the room pretty quick. You've not really got much of an opportunity there.
Okay.
If you can come up with something else, I'm all ears.
No. If he's gone pretty quick, you won't need enough time. That's not. Yeah. I'll leave it.
I mean, it's a bit different because you've seen him float away, but you've not necessarily been like, he's going to press that button until he brings out his hand and says, "Fuck you," and slams it down. And also, got anything to say before we find out what this button did?
Eek.
Eek.
I think that Nurley would just be like, "Wait," but
Okay. Fuck you! Slams it down on it. As he does, there is a kind of odd hanging silence, and nothing seems to immediately happen. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! I died! I deserve some peace! And as he says that, you hear a and what sounds like bone on stone. You see that one of the tiles in the roof has slid open. And from in the ceiling comes pouring out like liquid almost a giant snake made of bone. It teeters as it comes over the edge before it starts to gently lower itself down onto the floor. And you can see this entire thing is just a skeleton of a massive snake. Its jaw huge and unerring as it stares at you, swaying from side to side, filled to the brim with fangs. And you hear on the other side of the room a very similar drop as you turn to see another massive snake.
Is that an emote of a petting snake? Oh my god. Oh dear.
Okay.
I'm in danger.
Yeah.
And what I'll also do is I'll put a little ghosty boy in there.
That's a dry danger noodle. Uncooked.
As Adam just
Uncooked
said.
danger noodle.
I might have a better token for this, so give me some time whilst I have a look at that.
Okay.
Feel free to evaluate the choices that you've got ahead of you. We'll roll for initiative. I'll bring up the turn order for you. Feel free to add yourselves. Whilst I have another little gander, see if I've got my massive folder of tokens. Might have some cool ghosties in it.
Oh, Randall, jeez.
Yeah.
Just flexing a little bit over here.
Nugget.
Ooh.
Nugget's gonna go.
These gorgeous fucking bone naga tokens, aren't they, though? Man.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Those are made by Kaora, I believe.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Or at least that I obtained it from Kaora's Patreon. But I think they do some work with some other artists, but I'm not aware of who they are, unfortunately.
Artists.
What kind of snack is it? Is it a danger hug or a bitey boy? I guess our players are gonna have to find that out for themselves.
Fun.
I've got a couple of ghost options here, but none of them are like properly, represent. Maybe I shouldn't just go for a ghost. Maybe I should go for like a noble kind of dude. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yep.
I'm just gonna use what I had for him set aside. Here he is. Very regal looking gentleman.
Oh.
Who is hovering over here. Bum, 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 bum. And we can do a couple rounds of combat before we call it quits, if you like. Which is very unusual for me. I usually like to find a neat little cliffhanger, but here we are.
Do you think the two bone nagas falling from the ceiling is not a cliffhanger of some kind? Is that the impression that
but we have like 30 minutes left,
That's true.
I'm saying the 30 minutes is quite a window for me to cut the game short simply for the sake of a cliffhanger.
I think it's up to the people who are hot in there.
We're all hot. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've been melting for the past 2 days. Yeah.
Look at you guys with your fucking initiatives. Give me a chance to get some enemies in there. Look at that.
Nope.
Not for you.
Crikey. That was some high rolls.
-1 initiative.
Yeah, Haiku's just there.
I've pretty much laughed at every single fight. Very upsetting.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, in which case, what we'll do is we'll start at the... my party of level 10 still hate ghosts and are totally afraid of them. It is my favorite. Let me just check one more thing. Bum, 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 bum. Could have been better prepared for this, but I wasn't, and that's where we are right now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You just gotta accept that that's a thing that happens occasionally. Oh, amazing!
What?
Just a cool thing.
Oh,
it's never a cool thing for us, though, is it?
No, it's definitely not a cool thing.
it's not good.
That's very funny. Okay. Oh my god, that's a lot. That's a big number. All right.
Don't like it.
Let's get going. The sirens are here. All is well. So we're going to start at the top of the turn order. Randall Dundragon.
That's me.
The floor
Slower?
seems fine.
Oh. Good.
Though there's all these black squares everywhere. That's just where you've marked. Those aren't actually where the floor has gone anywhere.
Okay.
So you've seen these massive snakes drop from the ceiling, and Ansia has pointed at each and every one of you and said, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." He
It's like the trigger word.
He seems pretty grumpy, honestly. Unsurprisingly, seems very unhappy with the fact that you've been poking around in his tomb. Although, maybe you don't think that giant snakes are a sign of aggression.
It was the fuck you that really put me off. Okay, so I'm going to move up to Snake Boy, whichever one this one is.
Sure.
Are we going to go... we're going to spend 3 key points.
Okay.
Which means I can do... Oh, here we go. So I can do 2 normal attacks. And then 2 unarmed. And then I'm also doing Stunning Strike. And I'm doing... one of those key points is Flurry of Blows that I've done. And one is for... Wait, do I have to pre-spend that? No, okay. Only if I hit one do I spend the other ones. That's
I was wondering if you noticed.
No, I was on the other thing. But the second one, the second walking staff hit.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That hit?
Yes, that did hit, yeah.
Okay.
Then... You want to roll cheeky little...
Well, I want to do that, and then I want to add my martial arts die to that.
Okay, go for it.
I don't remember what that is.
Can say. Oh, never mind.
Was it a D? D6, I think it might be. Yes, I believe it's D6.
The only D&D I've played lately is Humblewood Monkey Game with Evan. Oh, really? But you've been doing your note-taking stuff, right? Oh, this is going to be a long combat.
Not for me. I'm going to get knocked straight through the floor. Also, it has to make a con save.
Okay.
Versus
what is
14.
it you're trying to do?
Stun it.
Okay, stunning. It's not immune to that.
Phew.
Can stun bone.
Number 1, stun it.
Oh, I got a crit 1. Oh, sorry, nat 1. Yes, it failed.
Okay, it is stunned.
You want to describe that to me?
My next turn. So there's like a flurry of arms and like staff going in all directions, but nothing seems to actually be connecting apart from like one like semi-accidental hit with like an elbow or something just like in the temple of the snake's head, and that just catches it completely off guard. It doesn't do much damage, but it like knocks it and it gets all disorientated.
Do you want to roll your crit fail table to see what happens there? You might still get your unarmed bonus depending on what the outcome of that misses. Because that also hits.
49.
Partial blow, half damage to self. So it's a good thing you rolled low.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hit it. So that doesn't... Oh, so I still roll damage.
It's a critical miss. Yeah, you roll damage, but you take half of it.
But it also takes half of it.
No, just you.
Oh.
Bullshit.
Yeah, half it.
Well, it's not a partial blow then, right? Because I still hit it.
Was that...
I think that's what it's saying is instead of hitting it, you fumbled and like hurt yourself in some way. Like,
but you're welcome to describe that in any way you like. If you would prefer for it to be that you didn't fumble, it was more that you got slashed by some bone whilst you were in the combat.
Yeah. Is it 3 or 4? Round up or round down?
I think we round up.
Round up.
Unfortunately.
Okay. But that means I can still do the other one, right?
Yep. You get the attack from the unarmed bonus.
Yeah, take another 4.
So that's 8 points of damage in total?
9. I did 4, 1, and 4.
Oh, I didn't see the 1. Sorry.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
It's easy to miss because it's all tiny damage numbers.
Stunned for 1 turn. Okay.
Stunned till the end of my next turn.
To the end of your next turn?
Yep.
Okay, so that's still just 1 turn.
well, it's specifically the end of his next turn because then he gets the opportunity to attack it while it's stunned.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're good. We round down. I thought we always rounded up in D&D. Unless the rules say to round up.
Well, we've been rounding up the whole time. So.
As a newly qualified mathematician with a master's degree, if it's 3.5, you'd always round upwards. I think you'll find, Adam.
Oh,
I don't know where that came from. Wow.
I like it.
Where did the maths degree come into the rules of D&D? Sorry,
it's numbers though, isn't it? It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, it would be it's like sealing or flooring the number and not rounding it. Like you always floor the number in D&D.
All right,
or truncate.
Let's not go too far.
Oh no! Please, we're trying to fight some bone snakes, not each other. Okay. This isn't the time to turn on each other.
Hi, Brohan. 3.5 rounds up to 4, which rounds up to 5, which rounds up to 10, which probably.
Good point.
Hang on a minute.
Okay, wait a second.
Does that mean that D&D 3.5 was actually just for D&D 3?
No, D&D 4.
All of this. I want it to end. Anything else you want to do with your turn, Randall?
I'm going to step away from the bone snake.
Okay. A mathematician. Okay.
There is where you're stepping. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I step back too far, like Neurali's going to be at the front.
No. I think it's more a matter of.
Oh.
The holes in the floor that might occur.
I see what you're talking about. I'm going to hide in a bush.
Bloody bush.
Let's move that bush out of the way, shall we? I think you'll appreciate Brohan's maths joke.
It's a good one.
Jack borrowing Tom's shade at Adam. Oh my goodness. Okay.
There's a clip.
Okay. All right, so you've stepped away. Happy with your turn?
Not really, but that's the end.
Okay, Nugget and Oro. Same turn for you guys. What are you doing?
Well, I got on Nugget
Mm-hmm.
whilst danger was imminent.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to fly up a little bit in the air.
Okay, so the ceiling here is about 10 feet. You don't have a lot of verticality here. You're in quite a small burial chamber. There's not a lot of height for you, but there is. You can be flying. You're just gonna still have to navigate people as if you were.
Yeah, on the ground. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I just want to be a little bit higher, just so I can have more height. I guess
Sure.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
How far am I away? 30 feet, that's fine. I want to short bow the stunned boy. And wait, no, you can add Hunter's Mark after it if I hit, right? I don't need to say it beforehand. 21.
I don't know. Is Hunter's Mark something you need to add before, or do you add on a hit? I feel like I should know more about the rules of the game that we play, but I don't. So I think you apply it before, and then the damage comes after.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rest of the height for the room was to store bone danger noodles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you actually get advantage because it's stunned.
Okay. Well, use the first one anyway.
Okay. All right.
5.
Okie dokie. 5.
Does that mean I don't get Hunter's Mark damage this turn then?
No, you can. So you would cast it before. You'd make your attack. Yeah. You'd hit, and then you also get to apply the damage. Yeah. Oh.
1 extra damage.
Not doing a huge amount of damage, these guys.
Oh
yeah,
tough, you know?
Cool.
That's new. Cool.
Yeah, you have to cast it before. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So Nugget's not going to be making any attacks or anything this turn, or
no?
No. Okay. Neurally, unless there's anything else you wanted to do.
No.
Neurally.
Do you just get 1 attack?
With my
2 now. Or your bow.
We're using the UA.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's right. Just kidding. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm gonna cast slow on the bone things and Mr. Angry Ansia. Ansia the Angry. So I need them to make a wisdom save. Target 16.
That is 2 failures.
Okay. So she brandishes her wand and does like a rounded motion, and these 3 little silvery dots kind of streak out towards the 3 of them, and whichever 2 it was that failed, it's when they connect, there's almost a ripple around them as the spell starts to take effect and they start moving more slowly and all that other stuff.
Okay. Could you remind me of the effects of the spell?
Yeah. So they have -2 AC and -2 to their dex saving throws. Their speed is halved. On their turn, they can either use an action or a bonus action, not both. Regardless of their abilities or magic items, it can't make more than 1 melee or ranged attack during its turn. If they attempt to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, they have to roll a d20, and on 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until their next turn, and they must use their action on that turn to complete the spell. If they can't, the spell is wasted.
Whoa.
Slow's a really good spell.
That's really big.
It does get to make a creature affected by the spell makes another wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn. On a successful save, the effect ends for it. So they do get another save.
Sure. Okay. Big spell. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's these guys over here. You successfully, it's Ansia and one of the Bone Nagas.
Okay. And then I'm going to try to usher Albert behind me over here.
And he is currently oh my god, what the fuck? Jesus Christ, there's a fucking massive snake! Oh Jesus! Ah!
Yeah, and I'm just trying to kind of step around him and put him behind me so that he's not in the direct path.
Okay, in which case please move your token to represent that, because he's
I'm wanting to kind of just guide him over here. Now that might not take effect until I don't know if you want him to roll or whatever, but yeah.
I mean, let's say that his turn's on your turn, because he's not going to be contributing much to this fight. Let's just say that his initiative is on yours.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of because you can pass through the space of someone you're friendly with and all that good stuff without any issue.
Sure.
So since there's not really a good place to put him that's completely out of the way, she's trying to push him back onto a square she knows is safe, but stand in front of him generally.
Sure.
And that's it.
Okie dokie. What can I do here? Alrighty. So this snacky boy is going to what would make the most sense for this particular snacky boy? I suspect that they would use this particular action.
The lay down and be petted action.
He's a good bone snake.
He does a well today.
It's going to wiggle, slither. It's hard to say that it slithers without any skin. It's just like it's going to clack its way along the floor over to Randall, and it's going to kind of raise itself up, and it starts hissing something at you, almost as if it's saying something in another language. And it is casting a spell on you. I would like
stunned.
you.
Does that matter?
Oh shit! No, you're right. It's stunned. In which case, it stays
back over there
and it doesn't do shit.
Don't do shit.
Thank
you.
In fact, this guy is coming over here. We'll do this instead then. Very glad that you pointed that out because I would have felt terribly if I fucked that up. Gonna come on over here. And this guy is going to do the same thing. It's going to cast a spell.
Counter spell.
Counter spell. Okay. Well, it I've got a lot of ITs there, Adam. You having some trouble with your autocorrect today? It also raises its head and it starts to hiss at you in another language. You can see that it's forming some kind of spell within its kind of mouth almost. You can see a small ball of arcane energy starts to form, and you just say, "Fuck no, no, none of that, no."
Yep.
And it kind of just disperses itself, and it hisses at you again. Its jaw opening wide. You pissed it off. You've made an enemy.
Yep.
But that's fine. You'd expect that. It's an angry snake. Okay, gentlemen. Angry Snakes classic mobile games, you say. Let's go over here. Oh.
Also slowed.
Can you make a charisma saving throw, please, Randall?
I am not very charismatic.
Okay. Fantastic. Very, very good. Very, very good. Is there anything anyone wants to do?
Is that a saving throw?
That is a saving throw, yeah.
Whack a +3 on top of that. I'll give you my flash of inspiration.
Tom, is there anything anyone?
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I also have this.
Ooh.
But I don't know if that applies. It depends if I'm being charmed. Or if I am charmed, if I can take an action.
Ooh. I'm going to assume, I don't think this counts as being charmed. I might have to defer to Adam's help here, assuming he knows what particular ability I'm using here.
Is it reaching its ghostly hand into my brain and puppeting me?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
But I don't know if that technically counts as. It doesn't say that it's charming you; it's possessing you.
Yeah, no, that's different.
Yeah, that seems different. However, you do successfully save thanks to Haiku. Haiku, do you like to describe in some way how that takes form? Like, do you say a nice thing? Do you just, raise the attention to Randall in some way?
Something I've ever thought about, really, to be honest.
That's right. If you can't come up with anything, that's okay. No worries.
No, I reckon it'd just be encouraging words. In this, because it's a charisma saving throw, I think it would just be encouraging words. No, you got this, Randall. Something like that. Not as cheesy.
Finger guns.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Okay. Well, that's good because that could have gone horribly. I'm very glad that I took that moment to pause before I decided that Randall had failed their saving throw by 1.
Oh, God.
Because that could have gone quite horribly. But so you can see that Ansia kind of walks over to you and reaches out their hand, not directly into you, but you can see that they kind of hold their hand up here and they're looking at you, and they just like, where's the not in a sexual way voice, and just kind of starts to channel some kind of energy at a distance. It's not touching you; it's just at a distance. And you can feel there's a tug at your psyche for a moment before Haiku manages to just break you out of it with some encouraging words. And you break away, you look at Haiku, kind of nod in appreciation, and then you get back down to business because you were about to get taken over, and you could feel the presence of Ansia in your mind. That was a very unpleasant experience. Haiku.
I'll be honest with you, I have a wacky idea.
I'm all up for wacky ideas, my friend.
Happen here. Does pushing a button count as an action?
It counts as it is a free action.
Free action.
I'll allow you to have you can just do 1 free action per turn.
Okay. So, well, in that case, so I've sort of scanned around the room.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the floors have been chalked. Haven't they?
No, the floors are fine.
I marked them.
Yeah.
Chalked, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna move over to this button.
Yeah.
I assume I'm not anywhere near that bone snake for anything to happen.
Show me where you walk.
So around there.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. See, I don't know which order to do this in. You know what I'm gonna do. I can tell by your face. Okay. I'm gonna cast levitate on myself.
Okay.
As my action.
Uh-huh.
And as a free action.
Let's go! Let's go!
I love it.
Okay. You know what?
2 more bone nuggets come from the ceiling.
As you press this button, 2 things are apparent to you. First off, there's a clacking crunch noise as you can see the door try its best to close itself against the immovable rod that you have placed there. Tries its best to close itself, but can't move anywhere. There's something in the way. Additionally, from underneath you, obviously you're currently levitating, but across the entire room, just tons of tiles fall out from underneath all of the floor areas and the black areas that we've got drawn out here. And I'm going to tell you right now that the bone naga next to Nurali, absolutely plummets. This is me electing not to give it a saving throw, not to say it's a wiggly snake, it's going to not have any problems with this. It's gone. I think that was a really cool idea. Very well executed. I'm just going to give that to you. The snake plummets to its demise, cascading, just falling. You can hear its bones rattling against the wall as it tries its best, its darndest, to not succumb to the gravity that's pulling it towards the spikes below.
Oh wait, I didn't hear it. What'd you say?
It was Jack saying it just hits. I don't need to roll anything, it just hits.
I don't need to roll anything, it just hits.
No, I don't need to roll anything.
That's amazing. Do you have an inspiration? Do I want to give you an inspiration point for these? Yeah, go on then. Do you have an inspiration point? You get one. Yeah, you get one.
Thank you, Tom.
I feel like maybe me insta-killing a monster for you would counterbalance the inspiration, but it was really good, so you can have that.
Thank you.
It falls to its demise completely into the pit.
Does it make like a comic noise of falling, like
a Wilhelm scream?
Yeah.
A Wilhelm scream.
Oh, that should
There's
be
a whistle as the wind goes through the bones, like a recorder.
Technically, they speak common, so
just say you.
As it goes sliding down.
Does its tail start falling first, and then like the rest of its body fall, and then
like a slinky?
Oh my
god! There's the sound of the bones hitting the like spikes on the bottom, and it's just like.
Oh, nice! Yeah, very good. Yeah. So you are currently hovering over a pit, and you just deleted one of the bone nagas.
Yeah.
Anyone else across the room react to seeing this just evaporate?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm like squared off with the thing and trying to like push Albert behind me, and the thing like falls out of my face, or like literally, and she's just like, "Good idea."
Let's go, Haiku. Let's go. Wow. What if that button didn't do that? What if that button didn't do that? My God. Okay. Well done. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn? Anything you're able to do?
That's not 30 feet from me, is it?
Yeah.
Can you see my measuring? Is that?
Yeah, I can.
That's 30 feet.
30.2 feet.
Why is it giving you 0.2?
It's
not snapping. It's like not snapping to the center of the thing.
30 feet here. 35 feet. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't do that then.
Did you use all your movement getting over there?
Edge to edge.
Well, I think movement is a bit of an issue now. I'm floating, to be honest.
Oh, I didn't give them a saving throw for their slowness. You're right. What was the DC?
16.
Okay, as a success on the Naga.
That one hasn't had a turn yet again, has it? Yeah, can you save while you're stunned?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You fail like strength or dexterity saving throws, I can't remember which.
Okay.
It's no longer stunned. Oh no, it's no longer stunned when Randall has his turn, which is next. Anything else?
I am assuming that I can't shove the ghost.
You're
considering
not.
the talk.
You need to use the you need to use the tool.
There we are.
The center of you.
I got it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That depends.
Can you shove anything while you're floating, or would you just float away from it?
Good question. I'm purely going off the telekinetic feat, where as a bonus action I can try and shove or pull one creature 5
I
feet.
think you can. It's currently within the our mortal plane.
Okay.
You can shove it.
Well,
double kill.
Well, the floors aren't yet dropped at that side.
Oh, they're all gone. Every single
they're all gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That was teetering.
Well, in that case, so
what's Randall's reaction to just seeing the water? It would have been so good if you just stayed that one square to the left where you were before.
I was being very cautious about don't move onto the squares, please. Okay, so I'm gonna try and, as a bonus action, try and shove Ghosty Boy 5 feet behind him, i.e. over the hole. I don't know if that will actually do anything since it's a ghost.
Does it make a saving throw?
So target must succeed on a strength saving throw. That's DC 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus int modifier. So my int modifier is 3. That's 11. What's proficiency bonus? Sorry.
So it should be your spell save DC, right?
Oh,
sorry, I think we discussed this last week, and it was 14.
Yeah. So it'll just be 14 then.
Okay. So how does that look when you shove with your telekinesis?
Well, it's a blue gem we found, wasn't it, in that sort of temple area with wolves?
It was a stone talisman that looked like a turtle.
Yeah. So sort of gauntlet sort of shimmers blue, like around the edge, and then sort of just obviously shoots out the blast, but it's not like a physical blast, if you get what I mean. It's like a sort of a beam which goes over just to push.
Sure. Okay. Well, you do successfully push. Unfortunately, it's floating, so just chilling there.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Someone needs to bonk him on the head now.
Get up! Get up!
Play whack-a-mole.
You successfully push. The snake comes back. Haiku just stares intently at the ghost. Get out of here. Okay. And that's the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that.
Okay, I think that's a pretty good turn to roll over as well. Should we do one more round and then call it quits, or do you want to call it quits here? How's the room feeling?
I'm good for another round if everyone else is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do. Sure.
Yeah.
I will just need to top up my drink quickly because it's empty again. If we are.
I mean, we can call it quits here. We're a pretty good hour. If you've I mean, I'm conscious of Doc's most likely having to get up in the morning.
Let's end it there then.
Yeah. I don't want to peer pressure Docs into staying up we'll end up overrunning into another 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, in which case, that's a good turn to end it on. We've just had Haiku absolutely annihilate one Bone Naga who had full health by just dropping it into the spikes below. We've also got our party in the middle of a combat that we can end next session. A spooky ghost boy over here. All sorts of potentially fun stuff to occur next session. Thanks everybody for chilling with us. It's as much as you guys are, very much involved in the game, and it's always fun to hang out with you guys whilst we play.
Yeah.
And for contributing to sound bits and stuff, that was very fun.
Yeah, if anyone has suggestions for sound bits that are clips already, then let me know.
Yeah. See you later, fuckos.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you later, fuckers. Yeah, so if anyone has any more clip suggestions for little sound bites, then put them in the Discord and I'll add them. I added a that's all, folks. And a credits roll, just in case.
That is so loud.
Yeah, that one's real loud.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Very good, but that is so loud.
I can turn that one down next time.
Yeah.
It is funny though. I think it's funny.
Button. Yeah, it is a funny one. I like that a lot. That's so loud. Oh my god.
It was very loud.
If no one in the party gets possessed, I'm going to riot.
Okay, so what you're saying is, Adam, you need to give me a D6 next game, so that I can.
D6, ooh. I'll save off for that.
Wouldn't that be perfect when something stupid happens?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Thank you, Phil.
I love that happened right after I was like, D6, haha, and then.
Oh my god, I'm suddenly 5 watching a Looney Tunes. Oh my god, well, you need a Victory Royale sound as well, Tortu. Oh mate, I'm onto you. I'm onto you.
I don't know what the Roblox dying sound is.
It's a little like the Minecraft one.
Oh,
that
okay.
helps.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a splat sound, doesn't it?
Oh, I do kind of quite a bit. Appreciate it.
What a good egg you are.
I can add that then. What?
Okay. Wait, do you wanna? Can you test sounds and stuff?
Yeah.
Everyone will be able to listen to it.
Yeah,
do you wanna? Because Cannock's done the 200 biddies cheer. Do you want to test one of the things?
Sure.
It's like a manual sound bite for Cannock.
Trying to log in. Okay, there we go. Which one? Which one do you want?
Oh, I don't know.
This goes to
I want the geocache one. Can we do the geocache one?
Yeah.
Okay.
We found a meat jar in a field. It was just a mason jar full of meat in the forest. What the fuck?
The worst geocache ever.
I love it.
You've been immortalized, Adam.
Terrible story. Terrible story, immortalized.
Oh my god. Okay. Right, in which case, let's end our stream there, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah.
GG's, everybody.
GG's, everyone. Very good game. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. And we'll get it going.
Yeah. See you next time.
Fingers crossed that we're playing next week, but I feel like someone said they had something on, maybe. I can't remember. So we'll keep you updated in the Discord if you fancy it. Oh, Adam's just like still delayed.
I am an immortal soundbite. I might have something next week. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, if we do play, I for sure would have to end early because I'm gonna play on I'm gonna play a little ukulele on another stream, a little talk show. I'm their musical guest.
Cute. Okay.
I might have something on next week too, so
oh yeah. Okay.
Might be it.
Yes, that might be it. Okay. Well, in which case, if we don't see you next week, then we'll keep you updated on when we will see you.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. It's been a pleasure as always, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you next time. Bye.
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 Bye.